Yo, what's going on? It's your dog Artmanboxing, and we're back with another boxing conversations. Actually, we're back with another fight party. Tonight we got JoJo Diaz versus Devin Haney for the WBC lightweight title. The real lightweight title, the real WBC, because I know they like to say franchise and all that bullshit, but this is the real belt right here. Um, I'm ready for this. Everybody's ready. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Let me see my dude, Arsh Cambosh. He says, Yo, what's going on? My dude, Phil says, what I'm saying, shout out to you. Yeah, let my people know we in here cooking right now. My dude, Retros for Life 79 Boxing. He says, salute Art. Checking in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we doing tonight? The watch party. Let me let everybody know we on here cooking up. Did y'all see Javante Davis push Cruz? That shit was funny as hell. I kind of feel bad for the guy Cruz. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little sympathy for Cruz. Cause I'm sitting here like, dude, I don't even think he understand the type of ass whooping he about to get. But he got heart. That little nigga got heart though. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna kick your ass. Cause you got heart. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Give me that belt. Javante Davis gonna whoop his. He gonna whoop his ass, man. I'm sorry, man. That Lego head, he about to knock that shit right off his shoulders. Damn, I'm over here looking at George Cambosis. He got a fresh face. He ain't really not that hurt. He got a little black eye. You know what I'm saying? They ain't shit.
Sacrifice what we learned so much. This is not, to be honest, it's not about really the belts though. For me, I love to fight and I love to be in a war. This is about my legacy and living an everlasting legacy. So I'll fight this weekend if I had to. That's the kind of war I'm at.
Final question: does this feel like a life-changing win? Did it feel like a win, just a victory?
I knew I was going to win this fight. Many years ago, I knew I was going to be champion of the world. You need to act and be a champion before you ever are crowned champion. So, Ray Casamano said that.
That George Cambosis out here becoming a fan favorite on your ass, man. T.O. stupid. T.O. fucking stupid, man. He really dropped the ball with that shit. Now you got guys out here making history off of you, like, bro, in your city, like, nigga, what? He made history in your city, bro, on you, like, that's just crazy, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. My dude Richie Rich said, shout out to Art, man. Salute to you, man. Bomb Squad for life. You know how we doing. You know what I'm saying? Watch party, fight party. It's all good. Said Cruz got Tank shook. Nah, I don't know about that. So I'm kind of scared for Tank. He might be sleeping like my nigga Art was last night on his live. Hey, man, bro, look, I be chilling, man. Y'all just be cooking up. Y'all be cooking up, man. Next thing you know, time be slipping away, and I'm ass knocked the hell out, man. Shout out to y'all. It still helps the views go up, though. Even in my sleep, I get paid. Let's keep it going. But nah, Cruz, he got a tough task at hand, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you right there, man. I'd be a liar if I told you that I feel confident in Cruz winning this fight. But
Pictures after this, I really wanted to show my outfit in these pics. So I was kind of questioning, like, should I post TFB mode on my page? Or should I just post my clothes? And I was like, all right, I'm going to post this cornball on my page.
now they stunned on TOS, boy.
Todd, push him back next to my cornball.
They stunning on T.O.'s ass, man. Shit. He deserved it for being a fucking jackass. What's going on, brother D Hive?
What's going on? How you doing, man?
Shit, good man. I'm fully rested, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. I
I mean, you
think
know what
the
y'all got to do when I fall asleep on the live? Y'all just got to scream real loud, "Hey!" so I
oh,
can wake up.
yeah, no. I think the only reason why dude is talking about Cruz got Tank shook is because that's something I was bringing up yesterday. I think you might have checked out early, but I was bringing it up yesterday. I was like, Tank is usually the person in Cruz's situation, whereas now Cruz is in the situation Tank is usually in, and he has to sort of be an outboxer. So I just think that's going to cause a little bit more problems than everybody think. And I don't know what the game plan has been with Hunter, while Calvin Ford has been up north training people in his stable. So hopefully the game plan is how they handle it is up to the task, but they're fighting a whole different person, and they definitely ain't fighting Rolly. Rolly was a goofball, whereas Cruz is definitely more focused, and he already knows that he cannot box Tank. He's not going to try like Rolly might have, and that makes him dangerous.
You
So
think Tank's gonna go in there on his slow start with the high guard? You know,
he ain't gonna have a chance because Cruz just gonna run at him. Because the fact that I said this yesterday, the fact that Tank has a jab and Cruz doesn't means that he cannot win a boxing match. So Cruz just gonna run at him, and
running
then
with his head and start doing the.
yep, he gonna just keep shooting. He gonna keep shooting overhand rights, overhand lefts, left uppercuts, right uppercuts until something lands. And Tank gotta bag up, pivot, jab, and then let that left uppercut off and end this shit early if he can get it off. But or he might get headbutted.
I
But
just want
yeah,
to see how Cruz could react after feeling Tank's power. He might start swinging for the fences.
he gonna do that off top. That's the only way he can win fights. He gonna start swinging off top because that's how he handles dudes with no power. But if dudes with no power can fucking basically box him to a decision, I know for a fact that Tank is most likely gonna put his ass out. But it just depends on how Tank reacts.
Uh,
Oh shit! Are you watching the Hergovic come out right now? The zone fights.
yeah.
Do you see the gloves he's wearing?
Who?
Hergovic.
I don't even know who these niggas are. I'm keeping on it.
But do you see the gloves he's wearing?
Which nigga? Which one is Hergovich?
Hergovich is the one that's coming out right now. He's in the fucking he's the dude in the white vest.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It looks to me like he's wearing Paffin sport gloves,
yeah. They are Pathfinder sport gloves.
but they don't look like some
The,
other Paffin sport
they don't
gloves.
look like the big green ones, huh?
Oh shit,
Yeah,
that's weird. That's crazy how that
that's
works. Oh,
crazy. I know, right?
are those a
But those
different?
are the special edition gypser clean
Are
fucking gloves.
are those just horsehair? Maybe we don't know what horsehair is. Oh shit. We don't know what horsehair looked like, even though when Wilder wore his MXs, wasn't no fucking dents in them motherfuckers.
You know how that shit go.
That's
But
crazy.
they in the MGM. You need to turn the lights on. I can't see how many people in the crowd. What's going on?
People say that Mike Hunter ducked Hergovic. That's
Yeah,
one of the.
that's the only reason why I know of this guy.
I know him because he used to be Wilder's sparring partner, and like there's footage of them having a good exchange where Hergovic was getting the best of it, and
Oh yeah,
that's
and they try to say, "Oh, look at the young Hergovich did to a Wilder." You know, it's crazy, man. I kind of feel bad for Wilder when it comes to like his credit because it's like, dude, it's like, how do you not get credit when you're active and doing your thing? And you lose, then you get credit. It just don't make any sense to me, man.
he just needed to lose to somebody that wasn't black. That's all, and then you get all the credit. Look at Gary Russell Jr. Motherfuckers weren't talking about Gary Russell Jr. Before Lomachenko, and they barely talk about him now as far as a pound for pound consideration. And one of the best, even though he's one of the longest reigning champions. They only started giving him his respect because Lomachenko beat him barely. So they're like,
Yeah.
shit, we can't have Lomachenko looking like garbage out in these streets, so we gotta hype up Gary Russell some.
Said, what's up, Art man? What's going on? Julia Streeter, we in this motherfucker just cooking up. I'm over here just sitting back watching the fights. I can get used to this fight party shit, man.
You see, Mark Castro and Montana Love missed weight horribly.
Oh, word?
Oh yeah, they both missed weight by a noticeable amount. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Mark
I knew
Castro, Mark
Montana,
Castro,
Montana Love is like, I don't know what they did with that shit. I heard they like what the limit was like 140. Dude came in like 146.
yeah. So did Mark Castro. Dude came in 6 pounds over the lightweight limit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all barely getting some shine, and you're already this unprofessional.
Because they like fuck it. This ain't no title fight. You know what I'm saying?
Still, that's trash. I don't like that at all on both parts. Montana and the Montana, you just got profile right now, and Baranchik was on your ass. So you fuck around and be unprofessional like this, and you take a L soon. That's gonna look like some garbage right there.
He need to go ahead and just fight at 147.
No, no, hell no, hell no. Ain't nothing good up there. Shit, he barely gonna hang at 140 to keep it real. I'm
Every
not.
time we say 147, y'all niggas just automatically just assume boots.
No, I'm talking about Spencer Crawford will get on his ass. What are you talking about?
Okay, besides Spence Crawford and Boots, you don't think
Virgil
Montana Love can hang with anybody up there? Because
Virgil
there's other
Ortiz
guys that's the
Virgil
level.
Ortiz Jr. would beat Montana Love ass.
What about you think Montana Love can beat Jamal James? Shit.
No, because Jamal James has the height and the reach advantage, and Montana Love is not a power puncher; he's a pure boxer. James was just outboxing.
Mm.
So nope.
Montana Love versus Staniosis.
No, you see the way he got hit by Baranchik, Stanion stops his ass.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Seeing these slow ass heavyweights make me miss Wilder fighting all the time, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and since Sanchez don't have a lot of power, there's gonna be a lot of pure boxing with these G League NBA niggas. these
Yep, and
these these jockey's
but hey,
looking
they love
motherfuckers.
it though.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking Usyk is such a beautiful dancer, but fucking Floyd is boring. All right. Fucking Haney is boring. All right. You know, it's funny because Floyd Mayweather. I was just thinking to myself today. Floyd Mayweather got a lot of shit for not letting Maidana wear his MX gloves, but Triple G didn't let Canelo wear his no boxing, no life gloves because they had horsehair and nobody said anything.
Mm. Nigga, fuck them gloves. Everybody, I feel like they should just give everybody the same type of glove. Did you hear what Floyd Mayweather said about Javante wearing Canelo's gloves?
Yeah, yeah, I heard it, and I agree with to what he's saying to a certain extent. But even Grant gloves are manufactured in Mexico, so you'd have to like switch to rivals or something that's made in America because a lot of I understand he's saying he's rooting against you, so don't just
He said
wear his.
Canelo specifically. He ain't talking about like the country of Mexico.
Yeah, but no, I agree with him because he kind of sucking Canelo dick a little bit with the glove thing, and it's like he clearly he said he liked you to appear unbiased, but when it comes down to you versus a Mexican, he's not going to be on your team. So, but I think it's a little hypocritical coming from Floyd because he wasn't really on Team Wilder super heavy. So it's like, all right, bro.
Did I'm over here looking at this Havari Kish, whatever his name is.
Hergovic,
Yeah, he got some power. He kind of slow, but he got that slow thudding power.
yeah,
Um,
he has a good jab, works good on the inside, throws uppercuts.
he's I think he's down there about to stop this dude probably like in his second or third round.
Yeah, this
Um,
guy is just a feeder. It's just to make him look good.
exactly, and I do notice the punching in the back of the head.
Of course. Like I think Daniel Dubois or fucking Slow Joyce or Frank Sanchez will get on this dude's ass.
Right. When is Danny DeBoy next fight? He supposed to be up here. Fucking around should have been on that yard card.
He just fought some damn body. They're trying to ease him back slow because his little eye is hurt, and he got exposed because basically like, so if someone shut your eye, you gonna quit. So they're trying to ease him back into it, get his little self esteem back up before they go rush him back into the top 10.
Yeah, Joey George fucked him up. That shit was bad. I was like, yo, he couldn't even do nothing with a fucking jab, man. Like Wilder lined him up with a fucking jab right hand. It's over with.
Oh shit, yeah, no. When it comes to that shut eye shit, I have to keep reminding people. I'm like, bro, Andre Berto had both his eyes shut against Guerrero, and he finished the fucking fight. So if you quit, that's cool, but let's keep it a buck.
Did he win that fight or he lost?
Oh, he lost, but he completed the fight with both his eyes fucking shut. Couldn't see shit.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't if Lil ass Berto could go ahead and finish a fight. I know all these people y'all hyping up to finish a damn fight. Fucking Daniel Dubois was supposed to be the next fucking AJ or some shit. And then the nigga gets hit by the slowest dude in the heavyweight division with a jab, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I don't want to fight no more." Like, man, fuck out of here.
Yeah, buddy about to Hagervich. He about to get buddy out of here
Yeah, this is nothing. Oh
with these
shit,
Paffin sport gloves. And they know there ain't nothing wrong with these Paffin sport gloves. Woo!
at least
Yeah,
buddy
and then
trying to fight back.
I don't know why I keep on fucking this nigga name up, but Hagervich, he keep on pushing buddy, punch him in the back of the head.
Elbow, forearm.
Yeah, forearm. He trying to get him
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah, it's funny because he's not going to be able to do this with anybody super technical. Like honestly, I don't even think he would beat old ass Luis Ortiz right now.
Man,
I don't even think
a lot of people talk shit about Ortiz versus Martin, but I'm telling you right now, they gonna watch that shit just to see fucking what Ortiz looking like. Because if Ortiz looking trash, then they'll say, "Oh, put White up in there with him right now."
yeah, no, Ortiz Martin has never ever been good, any kind of good. So he's probably gonna get stopped. Probably late, probably like 8 or 9, I'd say. Because Luis Ortiz conserves a lot of energy and picks his power shots carefully for the first half, and then once he sees you kind of getting tired and he just decides to jump on you, if you're not Wilder, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, dude about to just lose off of pure exhaustion.
Yeah, he's here to just get in here, get beat up, take his little check, and go home.
Yeah,
Hurry up and get this bullshit out the way.
right. Get this fucking sloppy ass.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see this garbage. Fucking Mark Castro fight sucks. Fucking this fight sucks. Let's just move on.
I think Mark Castro with an extra large fucking mouth guard.
For real, man. I fucking put on Twitter. I'm like, bro, the first person to feint the jab, guard from the right hand, and then shoot the rear uppercut is gonna end Mark Castro's hype train. Like they're making it seem like Sean Porter and Sergio Moore sucking his dick like he's some prodigy. I'm like, bro, he fights like plenty of people I've seen before. Like, what are we
And
doing?
he's doing the right thing, playing the Mexican music with his Mexican flag. Because, Mexicans just love boxing.
Even though
Yeah, so do other people. Man.
Even though the niggas from Fresno, California.
Exactly,
And meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez lives in fucking San Diego talking about Mexican meat and shit.
It is what it is, man.
I'm like, bro, you think with $300 million he gonna live in Mexico of all places? No,
man, we gotta keep it 100 when it comes to this boxing shit. Mexicans are not the only people supporting the sport.
They're just the loudest. But when it comes to who actually spends money, we'd have to break down the demographics. But, yeah, because Mexican fighters outside of Canelo don't really make a whole lot. If that was the case, then David Benavidez would be some fucking millionaire, but he's not.
Yeah, if that was the case, every top-notch Mexican fighter will be a fucking draw.
Exactly. But they're not. Because real boxing fans spend money, and boxing fans that spend money don't want to see chicken fights. They don't want to see some one-sided bullshit where the dude's just gonna come in, slaughter somebody, and leave. We want to actually be left in some damn suspense.
Yeah, we don't want to see fucking fights like this. Guy fucking dropping off a pure exhaustion.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
why.
out of here. Get this shit out of here, man.
That's why I don't
Get
want
this
to.
shit up out of here, man.
That's why I don't want to see. Yeah, get this out of here. This is why I don't want to see Tank versus Tevin Farmer. I already know who's gonna win. It's not gonna be competitive. Fucking Tevin Farmer gonna flop around for a few rounds, and then Tank gonna hit him, and then get on his ass, and it's gonna be over. I don't want to. That's boring.
My dude Streeter said they moved Montana Love weight to 144 last week.
Oh, okay, cool. If that's what they're doing, but
Yo, what's up, fellas? Hey, D
What's
Hop, I had to make sure this is you, my brother. I thought an alien invaded your body based or invaded your name based on that conversation we just had.
no. And the reason why I said what I said was yeah, I'm glad you're here, so maybe I could explain myself a little better. So all I was saying was that Cambosis and DeBella not only have a decent business relationship with her, and so does Haney. But the situation is, since he just got done fighting on the app, they're both about to actually fight on the zone. The situation will make good financial sense because negotiations will be easy because there's no sides of the street, there's no nonsense. And like you said, they're not signed to the zone; they just fought on the app. Haney's in the same situation. He has his own promotional company, and Cambosis is with DeBella. This way, Haney could get his shine, get what he deserves, get his paycheck with Cambosis, be undisputed, and then Tank and him fight for undisputed regardless. So it's the same outcome. It's the same outcome.
Well, it's a completely different because I pasted you video. I pasted you hearing Lou DeBello, who is Cambosa's promoter, saying that Tank is the biggest fight, miles ahead of a Devin Haney fight. And also I've and you know Lou DeBella said that he has been in talks with Al Haney. As you may know that Lou DeBella used to handle um, PBC events on the East Coast until he tried to steal Wilder from Showtime and put them on the zone. Okay, so when you have DeBella saying that Tank is the biggest fight next, and he's been in talks with Al Heyman, and things are moving back in. And you have Leonard Ellaby saying that they definitely would want Cambosa's next. You have Tank saying he bring the tell him Cambosa to come my way. Beat that ass, whatever he was saying. They want that. So all of these parties wanting this fight, but you want it on an app now. And another thing you said was you're not sold on Cambo. You're not sold on Cambosos because you said, hey, he beat a high job. We both agree on that, right? So what I said was, and the same reason why I said that I don't even want Errol Spence and Crawford until it's for undisputed, is because again that's like the Super Bowl of boxing. When you think of Leonard Hagler, excuse me, not Leonard Hagler, but Leonard Hearns. When you think of these great fights, it transformed boxing. It was a legacy event. When you think of the last three undisputeds with World War, because when you think of Canelo Plant, nobody's going to remember that. When you think of you think of Taylor, nobody's going to remember his undisputed. Nobody talks about Crawford's undisputed with Ndago. Those are insignificant fights. You know why? Because they weren't number one versus number two. They were fringe events. When you think of Tank versus Haney, that is this generation's Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns. So why would you want to? So why would you want to steal that away from boxing? And when you keep and every scenario that you gave me, is because of this, it'll make it. No, it's not going to be easier. And it's going to be less money. You got pay-per-view upside. You got so much. And also, Lou DiBella is trying to get back in pocket with Al Heyman for what he's done. So naturally, he's going to look at this as, hey, I can get back in good graces. You know how many millions of dollars he was making per year with PBC? So he's saying not only is Tank the biggest fight, but I could serve Al Heyman and them Cambosos on the platter, and I can get back in good graces. It's so many reasons why.
That do sound mighty good.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna close this out and I can let you respond. So that's why when I'm thinking logic, number one versus number two. You got NBA, baseball, NFL, they all have playoffs, conference finals, and then the Super Bowl. Why do I'm not saying this to you, but I'm frustrated at boxing. Period. Why the hell do boxing fans, accept number one versus number nine? Why are they happy for that bullshit? You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting loud at you. I'm just very passionate because I'm thinking about just boxing fans and these propaganda media and all of that pushing this. You have the opportunity to get Cambosos and Tank next and have Haney, the WBC champion, versus Tank Davis for undisputed. And you're telling me you want Cambosos and Haney for undisputed. I can't.
Okay, so first of all, I understand that Tank represents the biggest fight for everyone at 135. That was never in dispute. I understand that. And I understand that Haney and Tank would be the biggest fight for undisputed. That we agreed on. I was never disputing that. What I described, Tank ends up fighting Haney for undisputed regardless. It's just a matter of under which order it happens. The reason why I said what I said is because you're talking about number one versus number nine. Tank has been bullshitting around the divisions doing whatever for the longest time. Haney has been the only one at 135 that has been sitting there down there putting in work and has been screwed over multiple times. Now, as far as Lou DiBella's pockets and him sucking Al Heyman's dick, I don't care about none of that garbage. All I'm saying is that Haney and Cambosos just got finished fighting on an app, which Haney is about to do again, and that fight can easily roll over so we can actually get some undisputed clarification for the actual health and safety of the goddamn sport and wrap up this franchise garbage. And then after Haney gets past Cambosos, which I suspect he most likely will, then we get Haney and Tank for undisputed regardless. But you're trying to say that Tank and Cambosos is the next major big fight, and we should have undisputed over that. That's best for Cambosos and DiBella's pockets. That's not what's necessarily best for boxing.
That's best
It's
for
not
boxing,
about
sir.
boxing when it comes to boxing. It's about money and the opportunities, man. I'm telling you, brother, checkmate. That should sound real realistic, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Delivering that Cambosos fight, people don't even care about the fact that it's the belts. It's the fact that Cambosos just beat Lopez. And he's coming off that steam, and he's gonna fight Gervonta Davis, which is gonna make a lot of money based off of just the steam alone from him beating Lopez and then going on to fight a major puncher like Gervonta Davis. Clarity in the sport is needed for that lightweight division, but let's not be too hopeful here.
Hey, and let
me chime in real quick. Let me chime in because I wanted to chime in on something you said about undisputed.
Tank and Haney still fight in my scenario.
Get this in. Let me get this in, and I'll pass the baton to you. I want to respond to you because you said something. I didn't want to interject because I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted to respect everything you had to say. But you said about undisputed. Cambosos and Haney would be for undisputed. Haney would already be the undisputed champion facing Gervonta Davis. I ask you, what is the bigger undisputed fight? Tank versus Haney for undisputed, or Cambosos versus Haney for undisputed? Haney and Tank will not be for undisputed because Haney will already be the undisputed champion. That takes away from its luster. You know why? Because he could fight anybody after that for undisputed champion. It doesn't ring the same bell. Now, I also mentioned again, now, man, you said it sounds good, but boxing, it won't happen like that in boxing. All things can go wrong. But Lou DiBella said he wants this next. LOB says he wants this next. Tank says he wants this next. And one thing D-Hive, I pasted you the video and you ignored the video. The video was Lou DiBella saying what he wants. In the video, you said Tank don't want that. Tank in the video said, I bring him to me. Tank said he wants that fight next. So I don't get it. Number one, that's one scenario. I mean, that's one part of it. And also, it will raise the profile of boxing. And the reason why? Because again, we got this fresh face Kambosos. Nobody knows this guy. He's still a French fighter. I saw the fight. I looked at the fight. It wasn't a great, skillful fight. He survived. He did what he had to do. I'm not going to go into that. But my point is this. They go for undisputed in Vegas, which will be huge, right? Not undisputed, excuse me. It won't be for undisputed. If Kambosos fight Tank, okay, if he loses, he still can fight Haney at any given point. Just like Linares lost and he fought Haney. Just like Gamboa lost and he fought Haney. So these fights are still there for him for Haney, but the money is not going to be there for him for Tank if you know what I mean, if he loses to Haney. So you got to look at the biggest scenario. Tank versus Kambosos in Vegas, right? It's not for undisputed, but it's Tank in Vegas, right? Now, let's say, okay, Kambosos loses, right? Then based on that agreement that they're probably going to make, then they'll do the rematch in Australia. Again, you got the world. You got everybody paying attention to that. Tank dispatches with him, in this undisputed. Kambosos' family is set for life at this particular point. With two with two pay-per-view with Tank Davis, he got the world's attention and he got that. I mean, he's set for life. Then you got the world, the propaganda, racist media can no longer deny who's going to be as far as with Tank and Haney on that world stage. You cannot say Tank ain't fighting nobody. You can't say Haney ain't fighting nobody. Now, guess what? Now, all these people that they've been building up, you got to move the hell over because that winner of that fight, the whole world is going to be paying attention. Did anybody pay attention to Taylor's Undisputed? Not really. You can't even think about Usyk's Undisputed. Nobody cares about that shit. Those weren't the Super Bowls of boxing. A Tank Haney is this generation's Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns for Undisputed. It writes itself. It's like magic. And guess what? None of them bastards have anything to do with it, and they cannot stop it. They can't stop it. You know why? Because Lou DiBella is not on the act. Lou DiBella is his promoter. Lou DiBella says, I want Tank Davis. Lou DiBella sees the big picture. Lou DiBella, all of a sudden, he delivered this. Now his stable is fighting back on PBC, on FS1, on Showtime, on Fox. He sees the big picture. You know why? Because after Al Heyman kicked him out, guess what? Eddie Hearn ain't do shit for him. He's been saying this all week. Okay, so he hasn't benefited from that. So he knows this is the opportunity not only to deliver his fighter generational wealth, the beginnings of it, but the world get to see Tank and Devin Haney at Undisputed. I can't even say no more, my brother. I'm just, okay. I'm flustered. I'm frustrated because this is, to me, is what boxing is. I'm salivating for them for Undisputed.
Okay, let my brother Tom D-Hive chime in on that real quick. Go ahead, brother. D-Hive.
Yo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Everything you said, I already understand. But I think the critical part of where we disagree is what we're prioritizing. I'm prioritizing the continuity of the timeline when it comes to the actual sport. I'm concerned about the politics and how it's going to affect the division and the future of that division. Everything you stated about money is fantastic, but since I'm not seeing any of that money and neither are you, that's my priority. My priority is the sport as a spectator. Truth be told, I don't care about how much money DiBella is going to make. I don't care about how much money Tank is going to make. I don't care about how much money Kambosos or Devin are going to fucking make because none of that is going to affect me. But I care about what's going to affect boxing. And the truth of the matter is, the quicker we can actually consolidate the division, the quicker we can sort out the political bullshit, the quicker fighters, especially black fighters, can stop getting screwed the fuck over. Like I said, while you're talking about A versus B or 1 versus 9, Tank has barely even been at 135. He's been fucking around doing all kinds of other stuff. And that's cool and that's great. He goes to 140, he does all kinds of stuff, he makes lots of money. That's perfectly fine. I have no issue with that. But the truth is, Haney has been right here at 135, getting repeatedly screwed over. The WBC keeps calling Kambosos already undisputed, so your undisputed fight that you're talking about is already fucking gone. Apparently, you have to fight Kambosos for undisputed as it fucking is. So that the whole thing where it's undisputed versus not undisputed because Haney will already be undisputed. Right. The division will have clarity, and then Tank can come in afterwards. That's all I'm trying to say. Well, hold on. I'm almost done.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm almost done. Yeah, I don't really care about how much fucking money DeBello or Kambosos is going to make. I understand that they want Tank because he is the most profitable fight in the division. That's not where my issue is. I don't care about the profits because none of that is going to come to me at all. I care about clarity in the division. Tank has been running around, doing whatever. Haney's been sitting there, has been screwed over multiple times and can't get the unification he's been asking for. Let's unify the division. Shut the WBC the fuck up because apparently Kambosos is already undisputed, and then Tank can come in and fight for all 4 belts anyway. It doesn't matter if it's for 1 belt over here on this side and then 3 on this side. If you're fighting for all 4 belts, you're fighting for undisputed. Doesn't matter who the fuck has them. And like I tried to explain already on Twitter, Tank and Haney is a mega fight no matter who has what. Because what you're talking about how much money Tank brings in. Tank ain't unified shit. Tank has barely had a real belt outside of a regular belt. So the part where you're saying all the belts matter, Tank is living proof that they don't. So that's all I'll say.
Hey, Art, man, I wanted to go ahead and chime in now, man. Look, my thing is this right here. We saying that we want to see it undisputed. Well, I want to see the most eyes on a fight, and I think that Kambosos fighting Tank would be the most eyes on that fight because let's be honest, man. How many people are really? I mean, we diehard fans, but how many casual fans are watching the Zone app? But they would watch Fox. Fox got an app too, but I'm saying they would watch it on Fox TV. Something that Terrence Crawford been talking about. Let's get the most eyes on, and also. I'm not in the business of helping Eddie Hearn with nothing. This guy has a racist history, and let's be honest, how much has he really helped Devin Haney's career? I mean, we said that has he really helped Devin Haney's career?
So far, what I can say from that is I like the media attention that Devin Haney's getting. I like the way that he keeps on having Devin Haney's name in the media when it comes to these fights. You can't force nobody to put pen to paper, but I really like what Eddie Hearn has done so far. I feel like all he needs right now is just that next big fight.
I mean, look, you gotta understand too, Art, man. I think that there's a lot of fighters that would fight Devin Haney. But none of those guys are gonna fight Devin Haney on DAZN. That's the issue. It's the DAZN app.
If Devin Haney was fighting money because Eddie Hearn got money.
Well, Eddie Hearn got the money of DAZN, right? DAZN got all that money and have yet to deliver any fights that you would consider a super fight. Not even close to it. With all that money, remember they offered Adrian Broner $50 million for 3 or 4 fights. They offered Deontay Wilder, money through Lou DiBella. And they didn't make any of those fights. PBC made fights all along. And I think that the network that they're fighting on, the platform, guys want to be seen, I think is the reason that they're making these fights. To me, I think Devin Haney should, after this fight, because he's not exclusively signed to Eddie Hearn, if he wins tonight, he should move on. He should do what boxers do. Boxers, they get to a certain level on a particular at a promoter and they can't go any further, they move on. I mean, Devin Haney name being in the media, I think is more about what Devin Haney does on
Who can
Twitter.
Devin Haney outside of Javante Davis? Who can Devin
Mhm.
Haney fight right now on PBC that will have a successful pay per view? When I say successful, I mean at least like 100 to 200,000 pay per view buys.
Well, let's look at this first before while we asking that question. Let's look at this first. He could fight Adrian Broner. Devin Haney's not a pay per view name right now, so he would need the help of Javante Davis or Adrian Broner, who could fight at 140. He's gonna have to move up from 35 if he want to face a PBC fighter and it do good. A successful pay per view. Adrian Broner would be the name. I think a fight with him and Robert Easter would do good on TV, not necessarily pay per view, but it would be a good, TV fight. So it's guys. I think that him and Shakur, that's not PBC though, but him and Shakur would be a good fight, as far as TV. But to me, that's his options is to go. The money's still going to be there that he wants fighting on the network. I feel that PBC, is the way for him to go. I just named you Adrian Broner, which would be a good big pay per view. It would do over 250, 300,000 buys. And Devin's done got to the level, I'm talking about body wise, where he gonna weigh in tonight at like 156, 157. Man, how much longer we think he gonna be at lightweight?
Not too long.
Yeah,
But let
Not
exactly.
long.
my brother
Exactly.
Julius, he want to chime in real quick. So go ahead and speak your piece, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. So one thing I think everybody's kind of forgetting, unfortunately, is the fact that Mayweather, at the end of the day, who has control over Tank's career is Floyd Mayweather. Now,
Al Hain.
I mean, yeah. On top of that, yeah, you could go that far, but by but I think the person who's speaking the most for, and like we literally saw it at the press conference, that's Floyd. And Floyd is selfish. I'm gonna just say it like that. He's selfish, and he wants to be on top. So his fighter is always going to be that. That's why Tank, as much as we hate the fact that he hasn't been moved, or he's been moving funny, having not fighting anybody of note that looks like us. Um, he's essentially has transcended the belts, right? And that's why I agree with Dihab is that he doesn't need the belts for anybody to recognize him as anything, as anything less than a superstar. So
Right.
Haney is not going to, excuse me, Floyd is not going to let Haney fight Tank until the money's right. Now, how does the money get right? If he's undisputed, he has that. That's why I agree with Dhab is if he's undisputed first, then okay, now that pushes Mayweather to push Tank to like fight for that. Because if we wait for Tank to fight Cambosis, yeah, the fight he'll get the belts or what have you, but I don't think there's not there's not going to be nearly as much of a sense of urgency as Tank to fight Haney. And right now, everybody, unfortunately, even Floyd is perpetuating this lie that Kambosos is an undisputed champion right now, even though he has the what do you call it, what the franchise belt or the BS belt, So that's where I agree with D Hive as well is that Haney has to fight Kambosos not just for the fact of getting not just for the fact of getting undisputed, but to also bring that more notoriety to his name, and thereby be able to go, okay, listen, look, I can, I have some pull here. I have something here that you guys want. Now you can work with me. I agree also with the fact that I don't like Eddie Hearn. I've been following. I'm a huge Wilder Wilder fan, and I hated how he was disrespecting Wilder throughout the whole time of him getting that AJ fight. Now look, they got messed everything up for everybody. That would have been an amazing undisputed fight.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Yeah, now
sorry.
thinking about it, that's just some bullshit. It should have just
Yeah.
happened like a
It should
while
have
ago.
happened.
Right, but
It should have
Eddie
happened.
Hearn,
Eddie
Hearn is
Hearn
the
was
one
Eddie
got
who
Hearn
it.
is a
about that.
is a he's a piece of
Eddie
shit.
Hearn stopped Tank Farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean I
The
agree
franchise
with you on that,
championship is
bro.
what stopped
I
it.
really yeah, that too. I really agree with you on that too, because it's Eddie Hearn's been in too. Look at how he's doing, Boo Boo Andre. Like, this man hasn't had, like, bro. Like, can he get a fight, please?
Exactly.
Can Boo Boo get a real fight, please?
But now he's about to
Like,
get
I'm
this
sorry.
fight with this Asian dude. That's gonna be a good one.
You talking about the mandatory guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boo Boo gonna beat him. That guy is a runner. I mean, he fought a guy that Danny Jacobs knocked down 6 times 10 years ago.
See that?
And I mean, it looked like a track meet. So I expect Boo Boo to beat that guy. But my thing is this right here on the Eddie Hearn situation. We've seen the guy track record dealing with American fighters, especially Black American fighters.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's any difference with the with Devin Haney as far as with Eddie Hearn. My thing is this: the reason I wouldn't want to see Haney Kambosos next is because we got to look at what's going on tonight. The guy's weighing 155 pounds coming into the ring. He weighed 135 yesterday afternoon. He's not going to be able to make 35 two more fights. This thing needs to happen, and it needs to happen in Devin's next fight against Tank. So if that means Tank taking Kambosos and fighting Devin in June, then that's what it should be. And hey, how about Devin Haney and Tank Davis Juneteenth in Atlanta?
I love it. I love it. But all of that lines up. This is why, like, I can't see your name, my brother, who was speaking before Julius. What was your name? Because I wanted to respond to you. Hello?
The Village Brother. Can you hear me?
Okay. Because I didn't know, I can't see it. It's like, oh, so because it's like the comment tag is hiding your name. So this is the thing here. You got to look at the big picture. Boxing fans have just become accustomed to number 1 fighting number 9 for meaningless trinkets. Tank versus Haney for undisputed is legendary. You will be talking about Haney versus Tank just like you talk about Leonard Hearns. When the last time you talked about any of these guys, they're undisputeds in that vein? Never. You're not going to remember Canelo Plant. You're not going to remember Bud versus Undongo. You're not going to remember Josh Taylor's undisputed. There are insignificant, irrelevant fights. This is the biggest stage. Now, my thing is what D-Hive was saying. Oh, they got a relationship with Eddie Hearn fighting. Nobody wants to see that shit on the app. I will not spend 1 penny to support Eddie Hearn, the man who says he's coming to America to invade, to take over American boxing, to put Showtime out of business, to put PBC out of business, to kill pay-per-view. And now they want to add a pay-per-view. I am not supporting that ignorant fool who disrespected Deontay Wilder, called him an Alabama boy, offering him flat money, even though it was American fans that he was getting and all of that. So Eddie Hearn won't even be in the picture. Right. But Eddie Hearn will not be in the picture. You understand? Just like Canelo, Eddie Hearn wasn't in the picture with Canelo and Plant. Eddie Hearn will not be in the picture with Devin Haney and Tank. Bill Haney has too much of a relationship with the Mayweather's camp to even know not to even cross that path. Eddie Hearn will be sitting on the sidelines. He will have nothing to do with that. So when you talk about black powers and fighters empowering each other. This is the opportunity to do it without that motherfucking Hearn. Excuse me, my language. But my point is this: it's the biggest fight to make. You guys are giving me reasons why you don't, and none of them add up to the biggest fights. You both of you want. Oh, hey, Tank been moving up. He don't know what he's doing. Devin earned this. He deserved this. What about that? I don't get what you guys talking about with deserve. They're in the same division now.
You're talking about Lou DiBella's
with
pocketbook. You're talking about Lou DiBella's pocketbook like that means something either. All I'm saying is, like Julius just said, he can't make 135 for much longer. So Haney versus Kambosos to clear up the political bullshit, and then Tank.
I wasn't talking about Lou DiBella's pocketbook. I said that Lou DiBella is his promoter. Lou DiBella, his promoter. I sent you the video and you never commented on it once. Lou DiBella, his promoter, says he wants Tank next. You said, oh, it's going to be too difficult to make. Lou DiBella got a relationship with the app. He fought on the app. He got a relationship with Hearn. Fuck Eddie Hearn. Lou DiBella said that he's doing the right thing. Now, the right thing is I don't care about Kambosos. I don't care about Kambosos. I want to get Kambosos out of the way. You know why? Because
you're saying that, this makes the most money for Kambosos. Like, who cares?
Listen, brother, I didn't interrupt nobody. I didn't interrupt anybody. I want Kambosos out of the way. You know why I want Kambosos out of the way? Because I want Tank versus Devin Haney for undisputed. That's what I want.
Yep.
Facts.
It's gonna be a good one, man.
That fight happens regardless. It doesn't matter the order. Kambosos loses to both of them. That's where I just don't understand. The only argument for Tank versus Kambosos next, according to you, was the money involved. That's the only thing you mentioned was the money.
No, I didn't know. No, that wasn't my argument, sir. That was not my argument, sir. That was not my argument.
Hold on. Before we go too far into that, let's just acknowledge that Tank versus Haney will be a great fight. And I do understand both of you guys' speaking points, but I do agree. Let's get Kambosos out of here first so we can make Haney versus motherfucking Tank. And to be honest, truth be told, I don't see Haney and Tank fighting each other anytime soon. At 35, I honestly think they're going to fight each other at like 147 or 140. I don't see them fighting each other at 135. To be honest, I feel like 2021 is probably their last year fighting at this weight class. If shit don't shift in the next couple months.
I agree with you on that.
Man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I really believe that for Devin Haney to get to the level he wants to, the best thing for him to do is to go up to 140. Now, let me say this. In my opinion, Gary Antoine Russell is the best at 140. He just hadn't got the opportunity yet. So I'm just saying it's best to fight at your natural weight than to keep squeezing down to make weight. And eventually it's going to be one of those nights. Devin's going to go out there at 135 and he's going to look like he's stuck in mud. And that's going to be for making that weight, man. And I think it's real dangerous on the body to be going up 20 and 25 pounds the night after, because you're not going to be stronger. You're actually going to be weaker. And if someone goes to your body, you could end up losing a fight you should have won. So that's my opinion on Devin Haney.
End up looking like Rosario and shit.
Oh, that's fast.
Right. Yeah, you fold up. You get hit and your body spasms.
That nigga looked like he was about to die in that motherfucker. I was like, my pops fell asleep on that fight. I'm like, Pops, you gotta see this shit. No, real shit. But I just feel like Gervonta Davis and Haney. Oh shit, Casco fucking this chick up. But I just think Gervonta Davis and Haney are just gonna be much better fighters at 140 and 147. That's when we're gonna start seeing those fights that we really want. And to be honest, I don't want to see them fighting just right now. I don't want my people fighting against each other right now. I want to see them dominate other countries first.
Artman, with you. But let me add one.
I'm just saying.
Let me add one thing about that. Artman,
it doesn't really matter if they fight at 22, 23, 24, 25. It's best that they fight early because the fights will be better. Let me say this.
I'm not saying
Mayweather
they have to fight at 30.
all right, let me say this. Mayweather and Castillo fought when they was 23 and 22 years old. Top guys, Hall of Famers. Leonard Hearns. We always talk about how great the fight was. We don't even say their age. They was 24 and 23. So I think we could
They
go
was
back to
24 and 23 when they fought.
yeah,
Hagler Hearns.
no, Hearns Leonard, Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns.
Oh, okay.
Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. Remember, that was the first of the super fights. That happened when they was like 23, 24 years old. I mean, these guys had barely had over 20 fights. To me, you can still salvage your career even if you lose at 23 or 24. And guess what? You can always come back if, say, Tank and Devin fight and one of them
But
lose.
the
You can
way
come
the
back.
way these guys are these days, man, you put the top guys against each other like that, they not just gonna have bounce back performances afterwards because they're gonna take a lot of damage, especially fighting a guy like Tank. What if Devin Haney gets knocked out or some shit?
But can't
Bad,
can't
He
that
will.
happen
fucked
against a
up.
lesser fighter too? Haven't we
Shit.
seen sometimes when you over marinate a fight, things can happen. A guy can get stopped by someone, like for example with Lopez. T.O. should have fought Tank or should have went at a bigger name. He ended up getting beat by Cambosis. And also one thing nobody's been talking about. Remember he took that punch from the big 500-pound guy in the chest.
That shit was so fucking
Oh
dumb.
damn. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Hey,
He should have
Uh-huh.
just fought
but
Devin on
Artman,
the zone, and we wouldn't even be doing this right now. We
Art,
wouldn't even be having this
listen,
conversation.
I agree. I agree with you where you said that you don't want those fighters to fight now, whatever, and I agree with you. That's the only reason why I want Haney and Tank to fight if it's for undisputed. And when we was having that conversation in the thread, D Hype, and I respect you, brother. And I told you you're a smart brother. I listened to you. I learned a lot from you because you're really into the UK boxing scene. So you got your numbers down. So I listen. You're a very smart fellow. So and I respect your opinion. It's just that from this perspective, I see that you are going from a basis of her. One thing that you said, I don't care about the belts. You told me, you said you care about the belts. You care about, yeah, I care about the belts. And if you didn't care about the belts, you wouldn't care if Haney fought Cambosis. To me, it's not about that. It's about the belts don't make the fighter. It's the fighter that makes the belts. That's what would make Tank versus Haney for undisputed in an incredible legacy generational fight. Haney versus Cambosis, nobody's going to remember that. It's done because he's a French fighter, and that's what it is. So we have the opportunity to get a Super Bowl, and I'm so excited for that. I'm salivating, and it has to happen in 2022. Now, when I told you that again that I'm pocket watching. I'm not pocket watching Lou. I was saying that to give you the scenario that you said it's going to be difficult to make. So if Lou DiBella is saying he wants to make that fight next, and he's in communication with Al Heyman, how is that being difficult, sir? And where's that me watching his pockets? I'm not watching his pockets. You said that it's going to be difficult, and how easy it is going to be Hearn. I hate Eddie Hearn. Not as what I mean. I don't hate him as a person. I hate him in boxing, in a U.S. boxing. Stay over in the U.S. I mean, stay over in the U.K. I have no other problem with any other promoters, whatever, who come over here. But when you say you're going to destroy American boxing platforms, then you got a problem with me because I am a proud American. And anybody who supports, let's build up Eddie, let's build up the zone. No, hell, I hope they continue to falter and fall into trash. But my point is this. The fight is there to be made. So if the fight is there to be made, Lou DiBella has already made contact with Al Heyman, the first time they've been in contact since the Wilder debacle, then why would you guys be against it? And when you're saying that, and the other gentleman, he said, well, let Haney get the undisputed first, and then he'll have something to bring to the table. No, Haney will have something to bring to the table when Tank, they will meet for undisputed. If Tank beat Cambosis, he's not undisputed. And I heard what Floyd said. Floyd is just, you know why Floyd is saying that? Let me tell you why. You guys, I don't know, you guys follow things so literally and don't look at the big picture. Floyd was saying that bullshit is because he knows if the media is saying that Cambosis is undisputed now, then
Fight him.
when Tank beat Cambosis, what are they going to say? Right? So he knows that Cambosis is not undisputed, but guess what? He's he's stoking the fires. He's doing all of this. All these guys making pound for pound lists. So when Tank beat Cambosis, what are you going to say now? You know what I'm saying? So
And, and
you
checkmate,
can't take things so
checkmate,
literally.
checkmate. The way I'm looking at it right now is that George Kambosos and Ludabella, his management, whatever, they're in a position where it's like whoever's going to offer the most money is going to get the fight. Fuck the legacy, fuck all that shit. Whoever's offering the most money and the better opportunity is going to get this George Kambosos fight.
What if
And,
Tank does
and,
Devin
and
too?
and Haney, trust me, Eddie Hearn is gonna go out there with the biggest bag trying to get this fucking fight. But then we're gonna see Al Heyman and their opportunities, what they're gonna present, which is the pay-per-view and a big ass bag, the big opportunity to get more bright lights shined on you because we all know that nobody wants to watch a fucking app. So I'm gonna be keeping 100 with you. Looking at this, all the signs saying that George Kambosos versus Tank is going to happen, regardless if Haney goes in here and looks spectacular. Why do you think George Kambosos is kind of backtracking his Haney talk?
What
Because
if
he
Tank
know
does Devin too?
he said what?
I said
What
with
if Tank
Mayweather
Duck?
with Mayweather setting up the undisputed situation. What if Tank does Haney too?
Man, that's some what if shit. I don't know what happens.
Okay, I guess we'll
All I
see.
know is what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's
seeing that all the stars are saying that it's gonna George Kambosos versus Tank is gonna happen most likely.
Hey,
Because
everything
Haney
is aligning.
and I
Everything
feel
is aligning for black boxers to take back their rightful spot.
yeah,
hey,
Everything is aligning
we both winning at
because
the end of the
right now
day.
Art man, can I
everything
bring
is
up this
aligning for that.
Art man, can I bring up this conversation, man, that I've been having with people that is very disturbing about it. And that's this right here, man. It's about black fighters. It's the fans now that we have in boxing. I think that they're hurting our black fighters in a sense. Because
Yep.
here's an example. Here's an example. Okay, I like Spence and Bud Crawford. Love both fighters. Love
Me
both
too.
fighters. Don't care actually who wins, but I'll give my prediction if I think Spence will win. I'm gonna say technically why I say that. And you have black fans going against other black fans and to pit the one black fighter against the other black fighter to say, well, you're not black enough if you like this fighter. I even had someone say that it was because of Terrence Crawford's complexion. When me and Terrence Crawford are 9 times out of 10 is the exact same complexion. So it didn't make any sense. And I think that hurts sometimes, even with Tank and Devin, because I like both guys. I think that Tank is a little better. I think Shakur is a little better. But if I say that, it's like, well, I'm going against the black guy just because I think somebody better. Look, LeBron James is a little bit better than Kevin Durant. As far as in his career, maybe not at this moment, but in his career. Does that mean I don't like Kevin Durant? I think that thing, man, is hurting the growth because the Mexican fans don't do that. They don't say, oh, well, I hate David Benavidez, or, now some of the Canelo fans will do that. But for the most part, they can root and say one Mexican fighter could beat the other, but we're not allowed to say that. You get what I'm saying? And then we got loud mouths on Twitter and everywhere else that you know that go off or that'll call you a coon or whatever because of your views. And I think that thing, man. is hurting black fighters and their popularity because we could sell out. Like I said, we should talk about how Tank um, sell out in Atlanta or sell out in Baltimore or going to have 15, 17,000 people tomorrow in LA and have good shows in Vegas. Instead, we talk about, well, Tank ducking this guy and that guy. He ain't fighting nobody. Instead of uplifting the black fighter, we'll do that to lift someone else up. I just don't get it.
Well, the thing is, I agree 100% with what you said. And this is the reason why all this is happening, is because this is what Bob Arum started in the 90s when he started promoting Oscar De La Hoya. He's quite open with that. He said, this is when we discovered the Hispanic gold mine. And they asked, Nets asked him, he said, well, who would you prefer to promote? Oscar De La Hoya or Roy Jones Jr. He said, well, there's no question nobody can compare to Roy Jones' talent. Nobody could beat him. He was the best. He said, but what I know now about the Hispanic gold mine market, I would choose Oscar. So he's telling you right now it's not about the best for him. He's telling you it's about the dollar. So when you talk about this Hispanic empowerment in their boxing and what they've been doing, this Ashkenazi guy from Europe, European descent, he's the one who's caused this dissension in boxing. When Mike Tyson was the king of boxing, Japanese, white, black, Hispanic, everybody loved this guy. Sugar Ray Leonard, everybody loved him. Muhammad, everybody loved him. Ali. So this is the thing here. What we're witnessing now is something that the divisions were created purposely. So if we get a Tank versus Devin for undisputed, this destroys that, because they've been telling us black fighters don't sell, this and that, this and that. What do you think will happen? They're telling, Paulie's saying, the Eastern Europeans, these are the guys now, you know what I mean? This is the species now, and all of this, the time of the black American fighter is over. So what do you think this does for black Americans and boxing? You know what this does? This lets the fans who maybe turn to UFC and all these other fans who say, okay, well, let's look at these guys that we haven't been paying attention to. Let's look at the Bruce Ennis. Let's look at the Gary Antoine Russells. Let's look at these guys now, because now all of a sudden they can go on this world tour because the world was captivated by a Tank versus Haney for undisputed. Tank versus Kambosos, that's not a legacy fight for Tank. We just getting that brother out the way so we can get to Haney. And I like Haney and Tank. I just think Tank is more polished right now. I know D-Hive, you feel like Haney will beat Tank. That's fine. I'm not even arguing about, that's not even about that. You have your opinion. I'm not even going to argue your opinion. I'm just saying what this will do for boxing in general and put the global spotlight on it, and also empower black boxing fans and black boxers to say, hey, we are not what they said we were, and we proved them differently. So with all this negativity that Julian spoke of, all this, the Mexicans rooting for Mexicans and things like that, Americans, we don't have that type of culture. You know what I mean? Black Americans, we're taught to be assimilating to American society. We're taught that, hey, we supposed to root for everybody. It just so happened when it comes to nationality, Mexico is a country, and those people, even if they weren't born there, but their parents were or grandparents, they still identify for that. So they wave that flag, just like the Brits wave their flag, just like the Russians wave their flag. It is what it is, But I do know if Tank versus Haney for undisputed, that fight, the winner or lose, if it's a great fight, both of them fighters will go on. Canelo made his career off of being in a ring with Floyd. He got mollywopped, but yet they keep talking about Floyd, even though he got dog walked in that. So I want Haney to succeed. I think Haney has the potential to be great at 147 because he reminds me of a Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? With his physical attributes, with his style, he doesn't remind me of Floyd Mayweather at all. I see Sugar Ray Leonard in him. Only thing he has to get is that killer instinct, and you know what I mean, and get that power. And I actually believe he's going to knock out JoJo tonight. I believe they've been practicing on, planting his foot and getting that power. So I love Haney. Don't get me wrong, my brother. This is the reason why I want to see Tank versus Haney.
Go ahead, folks.
Well, I wasn't trying to. I definitely wasn't trying to make it a Spence Crawford situation. To be honest, I didn't even know that Spence and Crawford fans were at war until like last year. So I wasn't really trying to do any of that. All I was saying was I was prioritizing what's
Oh no,
best.
D Hive, I didn't mean you, bro. I'm
Oh,
just talking about in general. All right.
oh
When I
yeah,
made my
absolutely.
comments. All right. Okay.
Absolutely. I wasn't taking it personally. I just wanted to make sure that people didn't think I was doing that. I'm not picking a team, Tank Team Haney, because I want them to fight. And the only reason I'm picking the order that I'm picking it is so the WBC's nonsense can be sorted out. And also because, with all due respect, I think that Tank would need all the stars to be in alignment with all four belts and all that sewed up to even fight Haney at this point. I think that if Tank were to go down there, get Cambosis next, get all the shine and stuff that he deserves and all that greatness, and then they still haven't sorted out the political issue with the undisputed, I am not sure that Tank will be pressed enough to make the fight actually happen. And I think what Julius said what Julia said is very important. I think they would vacate everything and try to drag Haney up. So then we've officially had no legitimate African American undisputed four belt era 135 champion. They can give it to somebody else, like they were trying to do with Lomachenko and Tiafimo, and then we back in the same dumb situation again with those two fighting at a goddamn catchweight over nothing. That's what I'm afraid of. So when I said what I said, this is the shortest route to clarity at 135 and making sure we have a champion down there, which is good for black people. And whatever happens with and then Tank can come to 135 like he is now. And then the fight is still for undisputed with the legacy already solidified as either Haney or Tank as the 135, the first four belt 135 champion of the four belt era.
And
But if we do Tank and Cambosis first, there is no fucking guarantee that Tank is gonna all of a sudden want to fight Haney for a belt because, as we've all established, Tank don't need that. And
hey,
I'll
and let me add this. All right,
I'll
man.
finish
Can
with
I
this.
add this right here?
I
Let's
just have
give
one,
let's
Yeah,
get
I just have
some
one more
love.
sentence. I just have
yeah.
one more
Go
sentence.
ahead.
One
Let's
more.
give some love to Pernell Whitaker because really and truthfully, he was the first Black American, undisputed lightweight champion. Now it was three belts at that time, and the reason that I have issues with belts is because we done had a corrupt history. And I'm not talking about in the 1930s or 40s. I'm talking about in the
The 90s.
90s and
It
early
started. Yeah.
2000s of
That's
guys
when it started.
buying rankings and buying belts and the FBI getting involved and arresting people and all this stuff. This is IBF, WBC. So that's why when I was on another show the other night and some guy was, going off about the rankings, I had to say that, man, we're talking about rankings from racist organizations, from bribery type situations where we can come in there, not even a boxing managers and pay a organization 10,000 to get Cambosis as a mandatory. I'm just using
Yeah,
Cambosis
to get
name for
I know to
we
get
can come in there,
Staniosis' fucking title
right?
shot.
Exactly. We or Art, man, you remember the guy, the Venezuelan kid or Nicaraguan kid that got beat that night in Minnesota that they cheated for. We
Yeah, I
can.
was there.
That's what I'm saying. So those situations happen, but yet we'll get excited about a four belt, unification when these people are 1,000% corrupt. So if Tank and Devin fight, I would love for them to get Cambosis out in the way just so we can have it. But at the same time, too, Tank and Devin gonna be a great fight, no matter if it's for
No,
undisputed or not.
nah.
Where it's so many great fights that happen
Look,
that really wasn't for undisputed belt. It
you
was
know what
might have
pisses
been
me
for
off
two
in
titles.
boxing? You know what pissed me off in boxing is when I
Yeah.
look at these major companies' pound for pound lists or just these fans in general, and there's only like two black fighters on the list. It pisses me off because it's like, man,
It
wait. You can't
pisses
tell
me off.
me that out of all the fighters in the world, there's only two black fighters that's good, worthy
Oh,
enough to be on that
man.
list. And
Right.
that stuff, it pisses me off because it's like, dude, a lot of these guys are given opportunities that our favorite fighters don't get. And it's like,
Right.
it's not like our fighters aren't capable of achieving what they're achieving. It's that they
Racism.
don't get put in the position to do that. Man, I'm telling you, dude, you could put somebody that's not even in Canelo's weight class. What? Charlo. You could put Charlo in Canelo's weight class and put on the same undisputed route that he had. I guarantee he'll lead at the end of the year as undisputed as well.
Undisputed. Think about this too. How many guys in boxing would they have called an all-time great? Now y'all hear me out. This I'm gonna bring race into play on this.
Go ahead.
You unified and became undisputed by beating Caleb Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. You mean to tell me Rocky Feldon, you beat four white men and you became undisputed and people put you as the fighter of the year and you know what I'm saying? Could y'all imagine if that was Roy Jones we were talking about? Or if it was Mike Tyson, or if it was Floyd Mayweather? I mean, they judge our black fighters to the highest degree. They want our black fighters to move up four weight classes. And then if
Absolutely.
they don't do it, they say he ducking, you know.
They wanted
Okay,
Floyd to
They
fight
you brothers,
GGG.
you brothers are
Andre
older.
Ward.
You brothers are
Andre
old enough
Ward.
to remember seeing both. It's the feeling of who was it? Did Jermaine Taylor was one of them who became
Jermaine
undisputed.
Taylor, right. He beat
When he
Bernard
became
Hopkins.
undisputed, did
Right.
that feel the same way as? Did you feel the same way as when Canelo became undisputed? Did you have the same
No,
feeling?
I felt like Jermaine Taylor had to go through hell to become the undisputed champion. He had to be an all-time great Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through
Exactly.
something to win it. And even Andre Ward going through that super middleweight tournament was something because it wasn't just European. They had Jermaine Taylor in it. They had Andre Durrell. You know what I'm saying?
I
I mean,
told
they
you, dude.
even
I said,
threw Edison Miranda.
what's harder, winning the Super Six or
Super Six.
or going on a route Canelo had to become
No,
undisputed?
Super
These fools
Six.
Super
told me.
Six.
These fools told me the undisputed route Canelo had because he fought
Listen,
And
four
they said,
times
That's
in a
not
year.
BS.
listen. Not only that, Art man, but remember he fought for Benavidez vacant belt versus Callum. A sitting champion should never have to
Fight.
fight for a vacant belt. He took
Vacant
the
belt.
easy. This is the reason Canelo is talented, but I hate his passive of least resistance. I hate that. And now Julius, I meant Diaz. This is the reason why I need Tank versus Haney for the undisputed. The reason being is none of these guys control that. So when you're saying you don't think it happen, they're going to try something. If Tank got the belts and Haney got the belt, and these guys make that fight, boxing will be in an uproar. They try to mess that up. Now, this is also the thing about that. I don't care if Tank drops the belts after he fights Haney. I don't care if Tank drops the belts after he just get one title defense after Haney, because it's not, to me, the way the belt, the people who run the belts now, it is the luster is gone because we know that it's artificially anointed. We know it's propaganda based. We know it's racially based. We know that they're trying to whitewash boxing and Hispanic wash boxing to get the black boxers out of it. We know that they're trying to build an economic engine. They tried that with Lomachenko and failed. They trying that with Canelo and it has not succeeded. When Earl Spence has made more than Tank in a fight, as far as when Earl Spence and Deontay Wilder has made more at the gate, as well as Tank made more at the gate than Canelo, then guess what? You're not the face of boxing. When the highest you made was 9 million at the gate with the zone, the 6 fights you've been there, you're not the face of boxing. Okay, but they want us to believe that. You know why? It's all about creating the economic engine. You know why? Because they saw Floyd do it. They saw Mike Tyson do it. They saw Sugar Ray Leonard do it. They saw Muhammad Ali do it. And they want to create something that's not black for themselves. This is what it is all about. This is what all this negativity is all about. This is what all this race baiting and boxing is all about. This is what all the trying to sideline black boxers. The fact that Jamel Charlo, who was running the gauntlet at 154, knocked out every champion he's got the belt from, is not in your pound for pound list, then your pound for pound list is ass. And you're telling everybody that you're propaganda artificially anointing. You're telling everybody that you're a racist. You're telling everybody that you don't like black boxers. When you all of a sudden a 16-0, 12 KO prospect named Tio who beat Loma, who beat nobody. How did Loma get there? Loma has never faced a B level opponent. And don't give me Gary Russell, because when he faced Gary Russell, that was Gary Russell was still green. That was Gary Russell's first championship fight, and the case may be. So Gary Russell wasn't a B-level fighter at that time because he had no accolades at all. So when you talk about he's fighting Luke Campbell, he's fighting Crolla, he's fighting Linares, he's fighting all these people who are basically will never be on your tip of your tongue when it comes to legacy. This is artificial anointing. When Loma was 6-1, he was number 7 at pound for pound. When he was 9-1, they had him listed as number 1 pound for pound. Do you know they have Inouye pound for pound? Some of them have him number 2, number 3, but you know that he's been on pound for pound since 2017. Okay, do you know they got another Japanese fighter right now on the pound for pound list?
He just dropped off.
I think his phone must have now.
He broke the good old boys network and made more money in boxing than anybody has ever done in their history. And they can't figure out why or how, so they trying to recreate it themselves. This is the reason why we need Tank versus Haney for the undisputed, because guess what? Win or lose, no matter, both of them will go on with a great legacy. Haney, Tank, doesn't matter, win or lose. They're both at that point. They will have that Thomas Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard legacy that right now nobody has at 135. Nobody has at 147. Nobody has at any of those levels because they want to keep that away. Now they're trying to create that for Canelo, but we're not buying it. You don't fight a Rocky Fielding, and Callum Smith, a Plant, and a Billy Joe Saunders and say you're the greatest. You don't duck out of 160 after only fighting 2 fighters and ducking your IBF mandatory, ducking your WBC mandatory with Charlo, ducking your WBO Andre for undisputed. You don't get to duck and all of a sudden say you're the greatest. No, sirree. This is why I'm so passionate. And again, I'm D-Hop, listen, you're a very intelligent brother. This is why, and I said we kind of speak in 2 different languages on this particular subject because I see a bigger picture. You're saying, oh, it's easier to make on the zone. Cambosa can fight. I don't want the zone to succeed. They will never get a penny of mine, ever. Because of how they disrespected Black Americans, disrespecting Americans as a whole, you know what I mean? And stopped it. You know how hundreds of millions of dollars they've cost Al Heyman and PBC by not doing the Wilder for Undisputed versus AJ, and it would have been a rematch. Again, you're talking about the biggest fight in boxing at that time. Easily a $300 million fight. They stopped Tank versus Tevin Farmer, unification at 130. Again. You know what I mean? So these guys are creating barriers, and this is the opportunity for Black American fighters going together for Undisputed to show the world. You can't dispel us anymore. You can't keep putting us in the background. You can't keep talking about your Hispanic gold mine. How about let fighters dictate that? How about these champions be dictated in the ring and not in the boardroom? That's my take.
Hey, brothers, I gotta go, but I'm gonna go be in the chat. I really appreciate everybody just chiming in. I mean, this can we appreciate right now that we're all in here talking about boxing and we're all passionate that we see our brothers succeed in the sport and that they get their just due. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everybody in here is just really, really, really passionate about that fact alone, and I love it. All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Damn, did I kill the chat?
No. Hey, look, man. I'm tripping because I'm looking at like Montana Love. And I want to see the brother succeed, man. But I really don't. I'm gonna tell you something, Art, man. Check. I start questioning guys that how much they really, feel about their skills when they go to, and sign with Matchroom USA. Because even with Tevin Farmer, he gave Tevin Farmer like three or four of those European, fighters, those scrubs, and let him,
The zone is
wash them.
fucking trash.
It's trash, man. They got trash
Montana
fighters.
Love,
Like,
he's a rapper. You
yeah,
know, you
yeah.
blacks in
Love,
rapping.
like,
I don't
I
like
don't
that
know,
shit, man.
man. Yeah, I don't know his career trajectory. I don't know how good he really gonna be, bro. Maybe he did the right thing for his career is to go fight some of them guys because it would have been some heat if he had to sign with anyone else.
Well, look at this, Julius. You know, you were saying earlier about Andre and all of that when it comes, and Tevin Farmer. Name one fighter, Black American fighter that the Zone Eddie Hearn has built and made into a star. They didn't
Nobody.
make Devin. None.
None.
Andre,
Nigga, they
none.
struggling with Ammo Williams.
Yeah,
Devin Haney built himself on YouTube and with the boxing voice
right.
and LGBC.
Yeah,
Devin Haney did that himself. Hearn did nothing.
nothing.
Hearn has not even gotten him a good level fight. This will be JoJo. I don't even think JoJo Diaz is a great quality fighter, but it's the biggest fight that he's going to have. So I
Look,
want the brother to win.
hey, now check.
I don't knock this JoJo Diaz fight at all
Yeah,
because
knock
it's
that. I
actually a
think
good fight. It's
JoJo is
just
too.
mandatory. And
Well,
I've
I
Right.
seen
said,
JoJo
well,
Diaz
I just said
before.
he's the best fight he's ever had. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I said it's the best. This is the
yeah,
best fight he's faced.
yeah. That's
But
it.
but if I'm thinking, do I think can I think that he's going to beat Haney? No. Do I think he can compete with Tank? No. Do I think JoJo can compete with Shakur? No. So this is why I rank him down a tier. But it's good for Haney because now people get to say, okay, now he showed it. Now they can start giving him his credit. But Hearn has done nothing. And when you lose, he dispatches you. When you
Yeah,
lose, he's done with you. Where's Kevin Farmer now?
yeah. Right. He's nowhere to be found. And I
He
mean, and
Hearn
I
used
mean,
him to try to lure Tank. It didn't work, and Hearn dropped him like a hot potato after JoJo fight. And there was a rematch clause.
right.
Hearn didn't even fight for that boy to get his clause rematch. That should be a
Right.
court. That should be a lawsuit waiting. I would sue Hearn and JoJo.
Yeah. Well,
I stepped
JoJo
away for a
ended up
minute.
losing,
What's
but
the topic
JoJo
right
ended
now?
up losing the title on the scale too, and that threw a
I
wrench
know,
into the
right?
plan.
Wait, where are we at right now? I stepped away for a second.
No,
Oh
I had
man,
just we was talking about how Eddie Hearn hasn't done anything for any Black American fighter. I mean, think about this. Boo Boo has been with him long enough to go up to 68, to get the Billy Joe fight, to get the Caleb Smith fight, to get the Rocky Feldon fight, and yet he gave it to Canelo. And then here's the other thing about that. People talk about the steroids, but nobody bring up BJ Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for two different steroids before he fought Boo Boo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these guys, man, like the Canelo situation with when Mayweather brought that up. I mean, that's something that got to be talked about, man. You know
the
how this
Right.
guy
WBC.
won all these short notice fights. I mean, and yet we still, people still find a way to, pump this guy up as a pound for pound guy. He want to fight people in 6 weeks, so there's no testing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Juice,
Right. Right.
juice.
Yeah. I
right.
definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. And I don't think, and that's why there's a benefit of Haney having his own independent promotional firm, because I agree. I don't think he should remain with DAZN for the duration. I think that he should just, since I mean, even if him and Cambosis wanted to fight on whatever the fuck Lou DiBella has in store, or even if they wanted to take the fight to Showtime, great.
Well,
Great. I
my
don't. I'm not particularly attached to that. All I was saying was that Haney and Cambosis needs the belts to be a memorable fight, and it would be. But Haney and Tank don't need any belts for that to be a memorable fight, and it will be. That's all I was trying to say before I left.
I agree.
Yeah, but again, we established that Hearn has not made any of his American fighters great. We've established he's only used them to try to lure PBC fighters. As he stated, his goal is to destroy PBC, destroy Showtime. He said Showtime was going to be out of business 12 months when he signed that $1 billion deal with the Zion. Okay. So all of this, and Tevin Farmer, and listen, my thing is with Haney, when he first signed with PBC, first signed with the Zone, I was like, you know what? I said, that's a good idea. It was a good idea because there's nowhere else he's going to get that type of money when he's still a developing fighter. Haney has not reached his zenith. He still has a way to go. I still recognize his flaws. This is why I say Tank beat him. Everybody, different people have their own, the way they feel about that, But my thing is, Devin Haney became a millionaire off of basically fighting, going through his prospect stage. Kudos to that. And I always said Haney was probably going to stay with Hearn for about 2 years and then leave. And you know what? Haney versus Tank on pay-per-view, on PBC pay-per-view, guess what that does? That sets them up to never, ever go back to the Zone. Because win or lose, if he loses, guess what? And he looks good losing, guess what? PBC, he's going to sign with PBC. He's going to have some Showtime dates. He's going to he's going to go up to 140. You know what I mean? And then guess what? He get to go ahead and get that big air TV, that audience. He get that adulation that he deserves. You know what I mean? He's not getting any of that on the Zone.
No, I understand, and that's why I said I don't care if he fights Kambosos on the Zone or off the Zone or on PBC or on Showtime. I just said I think before we move on to a potential next step with the Haney and Tank super fight, I think we should clarify, get the WBC situation solved, because I know for a fact that Haney will get that off Kambosos, and then we can go ahead and have Haney and Tank fight. I don't care if it's on the Zone or not. Take it away from the Zone. I don't give a shit. If DeBella wants to go,
the only reason why I disagree with that, D-Hive, is because I just don't think that Devin has more than one fight left at 35. And tonight, like I said, could end up being a struggle because, look, man, we don't know how he cut that weight. Just because he's young don't mean you can't, way out of a division. And I mean, coming in tonight at 154, 155, like I said, it's dangerous, man. I mean, look, JoJo Diaz ain't no world killer, but he do have some skills. We all will admit that JoJo Diaz can fight, so it's a danger in him staying at lightweight. That's why I like when guys just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to make this, big fight before I get out of this division. And I'm with Artman. Maybe it happens at 140. Because Tank is talented enough to go up to 140 and beat Josh Taylor, or if Josh Taylor vacates, you know what I'm saying? Well, I think he's gonna lose. I think that Josh Taylor gonna hold the belts hostage and start making some obscure mandatory fights. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about undisputed? If Haney leaves the division. And because the whole point of this was initially supposed to be Haney versus Tank for 135 undisputed. So right. If those two go and fight at 140, what the fuck is the undisputed about?
No. I said what could happen, and I'm only saying that because I don't think that Devin has more than one more fight left at 35. That's why I would say Tank and Kambosos fighting on Showtime pay-per-view or regular Showtime or whatever. And then, Tank and Devin can fight on Juneteenth, And
that's just too perfect for me. And roll out that PBC black belt. Roll out something where they don't have to chase the WBO no more. Chase the WBC. Like I said, it's a legacy, and this is why. Again, D-Hive, you and I agreed. And I asked you, what is the biggest fight, the undisputed fight? Haney Cambosis or Haney Tank. You said Haney Tank. So you again. So it's like you're saying Haney and Tank is the biggest for Undisputed, but now you say, well, they don't need Undisputed to fight. Well,
Yeah,
which
but
one is it?
here's the thing. You think that have one person having 3 belts and one person having 1 belt means it's automatically undisputed. To me, if you're fighting for all 4 belts, it's an undisputed fight, no matter who has what.
It's not you're not making sense. You're not. It's not making sense. It's not making sense,
it's for
brother.
all the belts.
It's
for
not
all
the. We
the
talk
belts.
about which is the
Undisputed
biggest.
means
It's
all the
not the
belts.
bigger fight.
Undisputed means all the belts.
You
Undisputed means
said
all the belts.
you said that you're not sold on Cambosis. You said
I'm
that you
not.
do not believe it. So why the hell would we want to see number 1 versus number 5 for Undisputed, my brother?
How is it
Why
number
would we
1?
want to see
How is it
that?
number 1 versus number 5 when they're both
Because
champions?
Cambosis is
They're both
nobody.
champions.
Cambosis is nobody.
They're both champions.
The belts
They're
don't
both
mean
champions.
shit. Was playing Canelo on the same
If
even
the
scale.
belts don't mean anything, then why are we even talking about undisputed?
The fighters make the belts.
What I'm talking
The
about.
fighters make
It's like
the
what I'm
belts.
talking
The
about.
fighters make the belts.
You're talking
Tank
about 1 versus
versus
5. They're
Haney
both champions.
for Undisputed is the undisputed fight. Tank Haney versus Cambosis is just a belt grab versus a French fighter, just like Canelo versus Plant was.
What belt does
Come
Tank
on,
have at
man.
135? What belt does Tank have at 135?
Tank doesn't have a belt.
And
Tank
you're
has
talking
the
about
regular
1
belt.
versus 5. Exactly.
Well, we're not.
Exactly my
No.
point.
See now. No. I didn't say
Exactly my
1 versus.
point.
I'm talking about this.
You said
We're
1
talking
versus
about
5.
who you're
Tank doesn't even
ranking,
have a
brother.
belt.
Stop
This
it.
is exactly my
Stop it.
point.
You're getting out of hand, brother.
That's
Are you
exactly my
saying
point.
Tank number 5? Stop it, man. Are you saying Tank is the 5th best fighter at 135?
You're saying that Cambosis should fight a
I'm
non-champion at
saying Tank
135
and Haney
over
are
a
the number
champion.
1 and 2 best fighters at 135, sir. Fuck that. I'm not counting belts. I said Tank
So
and
now
Haney
belts
are the
don't
best
matter?
fighters. Stop, man. Why are you being disrespectful, brother?
I'm not being disrespectful.
You're being
First, it's
why would
belts
you say?
matter. Now belts don't
You know
matter.
what I'm talking about.
Do
You're
they
just
matter
trying
or
to
not?
listen. You lost. Listen. You know I'm. I'll thread what we did and on Twitter. I made sense. Everything I said was validated. But you're trying to make an excuse that Tank's number 5 because he don't have the belts. No, you know who number 1 and number 2. The number 1 and number 2. It doesn't matter whether you say Haney is number 1 and Tank is number 2, or
Do
you say Haney
belts
is number
matter
2.
or do they
Y'all
not matter? Is
talking,
all
man.
I'm asking. Calm down. Stop screaming.
Okay, I apologize. I get
Relax.
passionate. There's no disrespect to you. I would never disrespect you. So
Yeah, I think your points are incredibly valid. I never said that you were dumb or you were wrong or anything.
But why would you insult my intelligence and act like Tank is number 5 because he don't have one of the major belts?
I never said that Tank was ranked number 5 at 135. You said it's a better fight. It's a better fight if we don't have 1 versus 5. All I'm saying is that Haney and Cambosis are currently champions. You're saying that Cambosis should effectively fight a contender. You're saying that he should effectively fight a contender.
Jeff Horn was a champion, man. Jeff Horn Charles Martin was a champion. Please, man, come on. You're too intelligent for this, brother.
I'm only applying your logic to the situation.
You're not applying my logic. My logic is David Benavidez is the number 1 at 168. He doesn't have a belt. Doesn't mean he's not the best fighter at 168.
And
he was always the best fighter. He was the best fighter at 168 even before Canelo got there. So even without a belt, he's still the best fighter, and I believe he beats every fighter at 168. That's what I'm talking about, number 1 versus number 2. I don't give a shit about counting the belts. The belts is going to count when number 1 and number 2 fight for the belts because that makes the belts meaningful. That's all I'm saying about that belt. And then you earlier, we were in text, you were saying, oh, I don't care about the belts. The belts mean nothing. I guess you care about the belts. When it comes to 1 versus number 2, I care.
Right. And I clarified that. And I clarified that by saying Tank and Haney do not need belts to be memorable. Haney and Cambosis do.
But why would you downsell that, my brother? Why would you sell it short? And again, I am not yelling at you. I apologize if my voice is being projected. Let me bring it down. I mean no disrespect to you at all. I respect you, my brother. But my point is this: the 2 best fighters at 135 are who?
In my opinion?
Yes.
Haney is number 1, and whenever Tank decides to come down to 135, he is number 2.
Why are you being facetious? See, you must hate Tank, brother. What do you mean?
Bro, I
Decide to
don't
come
hate
down to
Tank.
135. Tank is fighting a 135 fight tomorrow, my brother.
Tank just got done. Tank just got done with 140. Tank does whatever he wants to
Tank
do.
has only fought one fight at 140. You're disrespecting him.
Bro, relax. Why are you screaming? I'm not insulting fucking Tank.
You insulted my intelligence by saying when Tank comes down to 135,
Tank does whatever he wants. That's all I'm saying. Tank does whatever he wants at whatever
my intelligence, brother.
I'm not insulting intelligence.
But why would you say when Tank decided to come down 135 when he's fighting the 135?
Because he does whatever. For example, bro, look, check this out. Remember when Ellaby
was talking about
offering
135? We're not talking about 140. We're not talking about 130.
That's fine. But Tank does whatever he wants and whatever makes the most money.
But we're talking about 135. Please keep your personal opinions about Tank out of this. We're talking about Tank versus
my personal feelings. Did he fight at 140 or did he not? Is he coming down from 140 or is he not?
He only fought one fight at 140. Is he
coming down from 140 or is he not?
He's not a 140
fighter. Is he coming down from 140 or is he not?
They said it on TV.
Is he coming down from 140 or is he not?
He's not a 140 fighter,
sir. Is he
coming
down from 140 or is he not?
Okay.
Exactly.
Canelo
He's coming down from 140. Tank does whatever he wants.
Again, man, you're insulting my intelligence, brother.
I'm not insulting my intelligence. I don't know why you're being emotional about Tank. He's a professional fucking fighter that we're both.
You're insulting my intelligence, but I asked you again. Who is the best two fighters at 135?
I answered your question. I said that Devin Haney is number one. I said that Devin Haney is number one at 135, and I said whenever Tank is at 135, he's easily number two.
Okay, so that's so let's just keep it that. You never heard me say anything negative or my personal feeling. I like Devin Haney. He's going to be a star. He's going to be a legend.
I don't care if you call Devin Haney a bitch. I don't care what you think about Devin Haney. I don't care about these guys personally.
My point is that you're interjecting your personal feelings about Tank when I'm talking about.
I have no personal feelings about Tank. What if I said it's been a lie? He came down from 140 because he fights where the money is.
How did he come down from 140
when he got his fat ass off the couch and offered Tank a fight at 147? You think Tank wouldn't take his ass to welterweight?
Okay, so Tank has fought 25 fights. He fought one fight at 140. All of a sudden, you call him a 140 pounder.
I never called him a 140 pounder. I said when he's at 135, he's the best. He can go down to 130 and kick ass.
Let's get back to the topic, my brother. The biggest fight to make in boxing, the biggest fight that puts boxing at a Super Bowl level at a global scale would be. There's only two fights to me that make sense right now. Tank versus Haney for undisputed 135 and Spence versus Crawford for undisputed 147. Those are the two fights that puts boxing on a global scale. There's no other fights that really matters right now that could compete with those two particular fights. This is the reason why they're playing games. The WBA is playing games with Ugas right now because they want to prevent Crawford versus Spence for undisputed. That's why they're taking Ugas out of commission for 2022 and giving him two mandatories. So my point is this. I'm talking about the biggest fights for legacy that we can talk about to our kids the way people talk about Leonard Hearns. You know what I mean? The way people talk about Ali Frazier. Tank versus Haney for undisputed is that. And you're saying, oh well, let him get the WBC and settle the undisputed thing versus a fringe fucking fighter. No, the best versus the best. Boxing is the only sport that don't want the best to fight the best. There's no conference championships. There's no playoffs. People want to just go ahead and have the number one fight the number 5, the fighter you don't even care about. We got the opportunity, and you don't even want to jump on board for that.
What the hell are you talking about, bro? I literally said once we have all the belts on our side, those two fight. You're just talking about the order. You're just talking about the order in which they fight. You're talking about the order in which they fight. It is undisputed. If it's for all 4 belts, it's for undisputed.
Haney will already be for undisputed. Haney will already be undisputed champion.
What's wrong with that? And what's wrong with that? An African American undisputed champion at 135 in the 4-belt era for the first time. History solidified. So your goal what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Your goal is not.
It's supposed to be the goddamn commentary for the fight. Y'all going back and forth about y'all personal opinion on which order these guys fight. right now, let's talk about what the hell's going on right now. Devin Haney got to perform, and if he don't perform, we ain't gonna have neither fight. So let's talk about how the hell he gonna make sure that happens
Hey,
tonight, man.
and look, that's what I'm saying, Art man. I think that this is going to be a little better fight than a lot of people are leading on, because I think that weight situation, and also Jojo Diaz being a guy that can punch with both hands, not saying with power, but I'm saying he's good. He's a good combination puncher. He's good at punching when you punch, and he can jab. I mean, the guy's skilled. He just is flat footed, and he's not the biggest puncher, and he's moving up in weight. But he can make this fight interesting tonight.
He could. He really could. My thing is, with the weight, you think Devin gonna stop him now or what? Because I was
No,
saying,
no, no, no,
because
no,
the Air
no,
Forces, he gonna stop him.
no. I don't think the Air Force One's gonna help him, but they did look nice. But no, man, my thing is Devin shouldn't go out there just trying to sit on punches. He got to go out there and establish that jab and the range and distance, and then let it flow off of that. Because he come out there being somebody he ain't, and he get drawn into a dog fight, he'll lose tonight. He got to
He
be
said
able to box this
he
guy.
been he said they've been studying Jojo Diaz.
Hmm.
He
Keep
said
keep in uh,
go ahead.
keep in mind as well, Julius. JoJo came up from 126. What he fought?
Right.
2 fights at 130.
Hmm.
Now he's at 35. He's not
Yeah.
acclimated to that. So you talk about a guy who never had power in the first place. Now we're going against
And
Devin, who's a naturally bigger, stronger
and
guy. And
And
he
that's
really,
why I said that JoJo, that's why I said JoJo isn't a puncher at all. But what I said was he's good at not letting you pick up the timing. He's crafty at that, because even Gary Russell admitted it took him a lot longer to figure out his rhythm, even though the guy isn't fast. That means that he's crafty. And that's what he gonna use tonight. Is he gonna be a veteran, and he gonna try to be crafty, and he gonna try to do some things that Devin isn't used to. Cause like you said, Devin is still developing, and Devin don't have that eraser. Like for example, if Tank was fighting JoJo tonight, Tank could go right out there and hit JoJo on the chin. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna go there and waste no time like boxing. But yeah, Devin got to get the timing down. He got to do a lot of countering. The overhand right to me is the thing to do against JoJo Diaz.
okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if y'all agree. You can tell me you agree or not. But I think Linares is a better boxer than JoJo.
Oh yeah, boxing.
I know Linares is I rate him a C plus. I don't even give, but
Yeah,
he's a better boxer. He brings more of a danger to Haney than JoJo will,
well,
because of
well,
his
well.
style of fighting, because of his lack of power, and because of the fact that he's coming up from 126. Haney specifically said that they've been training for that knockout. Not to say that they're going to go for it, but they're training to make sure that he add extra power. Now, the way I see a scenario, I can see him knocking out JoJo tonight based on the referee stopping him because of accumulation of punches. Let's say he get a 10 punch flurry on and he don't
Shit.
respond. Now
Look
that's
at
what I can see happening.
Montana Love, y'all.
Let me go ahead and turn the fight on.
Look at Love, y'all.
What is he doing?
Looking like a diet Tank.
Looking like a
Same
what?
outfit and all, man.
Hmm.
But,
Yeah.
but I think Julius, I think Devin is going to stop JoJo. Nobody's calling it. Y'all remember, I'm the one that called Cambosis was going to beat, was going to
Yeah,
beat
you did.
CeeLo.
I
You
So
also
did.
called that shit too, man. I was calling as soon
Yeah,
as that
you've
shit
been
was
calling
announced.
that months ago. Yeah,
months
I
ago.
heard you say that.
So I'm calling that Devin is going to stop JoJo. because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
they got a focus that they never had before. When I watch Devin Haney, I watch him stick his jab, move. I think he's going to be standing in the pocket a little bit longer. People want to make a lot of noise about the fact that he got buzzed by Linares, but nobody make any noise when Linares put Lomachenko on his ass. Okay, so
Yeah.
uh, so he got buzzed. Floyd got buzzed by
Chop Corley.
no
Chop Corley.
the one before
And
Pacquiao
Shane Mosley.
and
Hmm.
Mosley but the other one
Ortiz.
or no
Maradona.
the one from
Marcos
Argentina.
Maradona.
Oh,
Maidana.
Maidana.
Madonna.
He Floyd got popped at the end of the round at the
Hmm.
last punch, just like Haney, and Floyd stumbled into into his corner at the end of
Hmm.
the round. The same thing happened to Haney with Linares. So my thing is this: he got caught, whatever the case may be, but I don't think
Hmm.
JoJo
I
brings
thought,
that much power,
Yeah.
and I think
LOL, I
Haney's
thought
gonna.
Jason said, Art man, are you into women? I was about to say, nigga, what?
hey, hey, man.
Nah,
I,
I really don't watch too much of women's boxing, but I do watch Miss Baumgartner because she
yes.
show is fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watch
No
that.
doubt.
Matter
No
of fact, I'm
doubt.
about to put some money on this. I'm about to put some money right now on Haney stopping.
Yeah.
I'm about to
I
do
don't
that right
see that.
now.
And
I
checkmate, when
don't
you
see
win,
that knockout,
hit
brother.
go to artmanapparel.com and spread the love.
I was supposed
Hey,
to do it when with Wilder, brother. No, who was it? Was the Wilder I was supposed to do it? No, it wasn't Wilder. It wasn't. It was the Caleb Plant and
And
Canelo. I was
Canelo.
supposed to win the 23 grand. Yeah. So yeah. So he went. Absolutely. I'm get a commitment for it.
I
hey,
swear, business is good, but I swear I'm waiting for somebody to win big on one of these fights and just blow it all on my store.
Listen,
That's what I'm
hey,
waiting for.
I
hey,
Treat
can't.
look,
that shit
man.
like the Louis Vuitton store.
Hey, look, man. I'm gonna tell you this about that. You're talking about a knockout. Now, I have seen situations where two guys that are not considered punchers go in there and knock each other down, and it be a drag out war or whatever. But I don't think that Devin need to be practicing for a knockout because look, man, I feel you that Linares is a little better boxer than what Jojo Diaz done, but the difference between Jojo and Linares is Linares was a quitter. Linares has a history of quitting in fights. He's done it
You right.
several times.
You
He's done it
right.
against
I
guys that
agree.
were low. JoJo ain't gonna do that. And JoJo, like I said, man, he crafty and he is a southpaw. And at this at
He
this
was
world
picking up the
level,
speed a little bit late in that Gary Russell fight.
and that's what Gary Russell admitted that it took him a long time to pick up that guy rhythm and the craftiness of him. That's all I'm saying. And to me,
Gary
Gary
Russell.
Russell's a more complete fighter than Devin is right now. But
Gary
I'm
Russell was a 5'4.5" midget. Okay, so Gary Russell was 5'4". Gary Russell the same height the guy Tank fighting tonight. Okay, so Devin has all the physical attributes to do what he do. This is what I'm saying. And I agree with you. I keep telling him I don't think Kevin. I think Shakur Stevenson right now is more polished than Devin Haney. You know what I'm
no
saying?
doubt.
But I think Devin Haney has, you know what I mean, the potential to be great. He just hasn't reached his man. He hasn't reached that point yet, but he can show that in this fight. Now remember, we've seen some fighters get called after they throw 5 punches and the referee stop it. I never said he's going to knock JoJo down, but I'm saying I believe he can win by a KO or a TKO just by he getting
Accumulation.
him in a rope and all of a sudden get these unanswered punches. Remember AJ fought who did AJ fought an African guy. What's his name? The guy from Zimbabwe.
The one they stopped the fight.
That
I forgot
weak,
his name. He a
weak,
journeyman.
weak. Stop it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn's guy, the one
You
who
talking
just
about Carlos Taco?
yeah,
Talk.
Takum, yeah. So
Yeah.
when that was a horrible stoppage, only like 3, 4 punches and the rest stopped it. So my point is this: we know Haney got quick hands. We know he can flurry those combinations. If he stunned JoJo and he got him in the corner and he stumbled back, I can see the ref stopping it. Now I can see the ref stopping it. Number one, because this is his own fighter. Even though it is
Especially if JoJo was bleeding all over the place.
right. So I never said I don't see him knocking JoJo out cold, but I could see the ref stopping it just for all of a sudden he do a flat. And I hate that. They need to bring their standard 8 count back. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is this is a DAZN fighter, Eddie Hearn, and just like Eddie Hearn normally does, and in his fights, they get quick stoppages. So this is what I'm just saying. Now, I'm betting not that I think it's actually going to happen, but it is a possibility, and I know the money is there for me to make a couple of grand real quick. You know what I mean? If it does happen, if it don't happen, oh well. You know what I mean?
I agree. I just, you know, like I said, man, it's just that this guy is a little bit better than what they is
What they're
it
saying.
in training and what they're saying. Jojo Diaz is he's a professional fighter. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is that he's a guy that come to fight and is skilled, and and he can do everything. He's not great at nothing. He's just good at everything. And that sometimes is all it takes. And all I'm saying is with the weight situation, I could see Devin going out there trying to get JoJo out of there, because physically he might not feel as great. I'm just saying, man.
No, no,
Adding over
I
20
feel you, but
pounds is. I mean, I'm just saying that thing could come into play tonight.
Devin Haney also has said that his nutrition has gotten better. So he said he said making weight cut is not an easy thing to do, but he says he's doing it the right way. He says he's been able to eat more, gain more muscle, gain more strength, but cut
Check,
weight at the same time, which is
check,
amazing for him. Yeah.
check. Answer this question. You know what I'm saying? You a real intelligent guy. You and Art Man. How can you put on 20 pounds of good muscle overnight?
He
Canelo
can't.
do it every fight.
You can't.
Canelo do it every fight.
Hey, well, Canelo getting a little help, but even you know
But
what I'm
he,
saying. That's
he,
why
he
Like,
he's
got
what do
what
they
you
doing
eat? What are
it.
you eating to put on? Like, because I hear dudes talking about they ate ice cream and shit
it's
like that. I'm like, what are you eating? What you gonna eat a steak?
I think
they
that
be
he
eating
probably ate
lettuce. A
some
lot of them eat
steak and
lettuce and
fish
drink
and
water.
water, you know. But that's what I'm saying too. Is like that's another reason, man. You have
Woo!
to
Love
fight.
doing this thing. Love
Yeah,
doing this
love and
thing.
soft
Y'all see
tonight
this?
too.
Are
Yeah,
y'all watching this fight?
I am. Love is in there soft, man. He been and this guy got that peekaboo style. That stuff ain't working either.
Hey, I'm gonna bounce real quick because I'll be back. I gotta make a run to the store. Be back for the fight. But I'm gonna say this. D Hive, my brother. Much respect. My apologies. I didn't mean any type of disrespect. My passion took over, but it wasn't directed towards any type of disrespect to you at all, my brother. You're a very
Yeah,
intelligent
it's all
brother.
love here
I enjoy
on the
your
channel.
boxing talk. So, again, my apologies for my tone being raised. You know what I mean? But it was not in any type of way meant for any type of disrespect for you, my brother.
But shit,
Hey,
peace be on to you, brother.
All right, I'll be back, fellas.
yeah, Art man, that's what I'm gonna do too, man. I'm gonna charge up this phone to about 11 o'clock, and hopefully they'll be walking in the ring, man. Cause this ain't gonna last long here, and I'm gonna be
Yeah,
back
it's
on,
over.
man.
It's
Yeah, it's
over.
out. Yeah, that's it. All right, so I'll be on in about 15 minutes, man. I gotta charge up
Shit,
this.
no problem. I'm still cooking up all night till the fight's over. Yep. Hey man, this shit's funny as hell, dude. Dude keep on getting touched on. Now he getting out of here. Oh, Diaz not over yet though. For those who's just now tuning in, we over here having a fight party. I'm watching the Montana Love versus Diaz, and then it's Haney versus Diaz. But so far, Montana Love looking very, very nice, the American style is on full display tonight against the Mexican style, which is the come forward high guard style, um, with all maximum pressure. You know, Diaz, he is a true Mexican warrior. He is staying here. He's not going anywhere. He's been knocked down 3 times, but he's getting back up like nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? He fighting hard. You know what I'm saying? He from the streets. He got this. But Montana Love is showing his superior skill and athleticism tonight. I have a good feeling that Montana Love is probably going to stop this guy. But this guy is still deadly because he is throwing wild. Whoo! But that is perfect. I think he's going to get this guy out of here. Montana Love is fucking him up with the straight left hand with the right hook. It's fucking him up every time.
Am I wrong for not being too high on Montana Love yet? Am I wrong for that? Does that make me wrong?
Nope, it doesn't. I like Montana Love, and I would love to see him against Regis Prograis.
See, that right, I don't know. That might be a little bit too much right now for Montana. That's what I'm saying.
Is Montana? I don't get it because I've been seeing Montana for a while now. Is he? Does people consider him an up and coming fighter, or is he an established fighter?
To casuals, he's an up and comer. To people who've been watching boxing, especially black fighters, he's been here for a while and he needs to probably be in title contention.
He signed this deal with Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how that shit goes.
That's exactly why. Well, first off, I wasn't high on him from the Baranchik fight because, basically that fight showed that power punchers will, be sort of a kryptonite to him, and he's going to have to, utilize more boxing and definitely stay away from any sort of thing that could harm his chin. But also signing with Eddie Hearn is like, how it looks. It's like when niggas sign up with Top Rank. It's like, come on now.
What I like from Love is that he has the confidence. His skills is pretty good. What would you consider his style? Is it boxer puncher, counter boxer, or counter puncher? I meant pressure fighter. What would you say?
Definitely, because Baranchik was a good solid test, and the way he handled it was good. But I would definitely say he's a boxer counter puncher because oh, sorry, that's somebody passing by my house loud as fuck. Anyways, but he's definitely in a situation where he emphasizes counter punching, his counter punching ability, his foot mobility, having an active jab, and waiting on an opponent to make mistakes, as opposed to taking the action to him. Because with Baranchik, he definitely had to wait because he knew the power that he was dealing with. Because Baranchik is a goofball with some mild boxing ability, and he doesn't jab at all. But yeah, Farmer versus Love is some good shit. That's a good test, and Farmer needs to bring his punk ass up some anyway. But yeah, with Baranchik, he definitely utilized more foot movement, waited for capitalize on Baranchik's mistakes, and that's why he was able to get him out of there. He never took the fight to Baranchik, and for the one part of the fight he did, we saw he almost got stopped. So I definitely think that he is more counterpuncher boxer more than boxer puncher or a designated pressure fighter.
Well,
and in
he
fact,
just showed tonight that he can counter the pressure Mexican style. But one thing I do notice is that he could be vulnerable to a overhand. Could be vulnerable. I seen dude hit him one time, but he ate that shit. But I can imagine if him going against somebody with a little bit more power.
yeah, that's why I think Prograis is asking a lot right now. I don't think yeah. Yeah.
But Love,
I
I
don't think
like
that's good
Love.
right now.
He's doing his thing. I ain't mad at him. Looking like a little diet AB and Tank.
Yeah. That's why I don't think rushing him into a Prograis situation would be the best move right now, especially once he just signed. You don't want him to end up like AJ's dumbass. Just sign a lifetime deal and then get, beat up and all that. Because at this stage, I think somebody like Prograis would definitely get on his ass and probably stop him for the fight.
AJ out of line with signing that fucking deal.
I agree. You're not supposed to sign your ass away to another individual person. Yeah.
They gonna put
You know,
matchroom on that nigga coffin.
you know.
That shit bogus as hell. That's what I said about LeBron James too. Didn't he sign like a deal like that with Nike?
Well, with Nike, it's a lifetime endorsement deal, meaning he's always going to be a representative and be able to make money off of Nike. With Hearn, it's the exact opposite. Hearn is going to be able to charge AJ taxes whenever AJ fights.
Hmm.
That's why it's a different. Yeah, LeBron was doing smart business. He ain't signed no slavery contract. Like LeBron is for a lifetime gonna get paid. AJ is gonna get taxed.
That's just crazy as hell, man. That nigga Eddie Hearn gonna be having this nigga AJ fight in his backyard till fucking 2035.
And he even said on camera, he was like, yeah, so if AJ wants to come out of retirement at age 60, 70 and decide to do one of these like Mike Tyson, Roy Jones fights, Matchroom will be getting a piece of that. Like he said it with so much confidence. I'm like, damn, AJ, you really just let that happen?
I really look at Eddie Hearn as a modern day Leonardo DiCaprio's character off of Django. I honestly do. And it's like, oh, how can you say, hey, Eddie Hearn is giving them life changing money? I'm like, just the whole attitude he has, man. He treats his fighters like they're fucking big Mandingo warriors and they're just replaceable.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if you're going to be an African American fighter and you're going to do that, you should kind of do what a lot of African American fighters do with Top Rank. Because I see Bob Arum as the same type of person. Just get your money, get a few fights in, and then peel out. That's I don't mean to take it back there. I do apologize, by the way, if my actions contributed to dampering the show. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. But that's why I was saying earlier that Haney was smart enough to not actually sign with DAZN, but have just a promotional deal with them to where he can fight anywhere he wants. That's all I was saying.
That's how I'll do it too, man. You gotta Nipsey Hustle the boxing game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Who's the Nipsey Hustle of boxing?
I guess it'd be. I mean, well, when you say Nipsey Hussle, like what capacity are you seeing him in? Like a business person?
No, I'm not saying like nigga feeding the streets and gangbanging. I'm talking about like when it comes to strictly like deal, like who owns their shit and basically can walk anywhere and get any type of deal, distribution deal.
Uh,
That has to be Canelo, right?
I was gonna say him and probably Fury, maybe, and Tank as well. Canelo, Fury, and Tank.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think about Fury. I'm talking about like basically like who like Wilder has his own promotion company. Errol Spence has their own promotion company. Uh, Someone like that, someone who basically you work for yourself, but you work together with a different company. And I think
Well,
Canelo will be probably the best example.
yeah, that's true. Even though Tank and Haney have their own promotional companies as well.
Canelo can literally fight on any application, anywhere he want to go to. He can
Mhm.
fight anybody he wants to. So the whole Makabu situation is bullshit.
No, but his
The Devin
fans,
Canelo.
his fans
Huh?
treated him like he was signed to the zone and forgot that he sued to get away from Golden Boy and the zone at the same time.
Nobody would even want to talk about how everybody hates the franchise champion, but they don't want to talk about the origin of the franchise champion.
Yeah, the franchise was invented
Because of
to
Jamal Charlo.
yeah, the franchise was invented to stall African American or any good black fighter from fucking up a division and taking over a division that they're not supposed to. And that's why, with all due respect, what I was saying earlier, one fight solves the political problem. With the opposing solution, that problem takes two fights to solve. And it may not get solved because Tank may not fight Haney. I respect everyone's opinion, but we have to see what's going to happen. And I don't think, given the opportunity, Tank would fight Haney. especially under those circumstances with so much on the line. Imagine having your reputation and three whole belts on the line, and you didn't even want to fight him when they were fucking when when the stakes were. I mean, when he had a belt at 135. Because imagine if Tank had beat Haney already.
The sport of boxing, they don't want another Floyd Mayweather type dude. A guy that can tell the commission, hey man, I'm not fighting with those gloves. And that's that. Not where the commission has to tell you, nigga. Because imagine them trying to tell Floyd, hey, no matter what you say, the fight not going on. Floyd, bro, what? Nigga, they came here to see me. Not Nevada State Commission.
Yeah, didn't Floyd delay a fight because he said that the viewership wasn't right yet? He refused to come out until the viewership was right.
I don't know. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
I remember something like that. He was saying that something about the viewership hadn't picked up in another part of the world, and he delayed coming out until everything was proper. And one thing for the chat that may be listening, as unfortunate as this is, which I hate to bring up, but Tank unfortunately was involved in a legal situation, and his trial date is set for 2022. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but he does have a trial date. I'm not going to bring up the specifics of the legal issue, even though I know them. I'm just going to say that he has one legal issue he has to get passed, and it's going to result in a trial, which takes 2022. So I was also factoring that into my earlier opinion.
I forgot all about that shit.
Yeah. and I'm not saying that Tank doesn't have the money or the attorneys or the power to get past it, but he's black.
But yeah, I was just about to say, what system we live in.
And they've been trying to get him for years, and unfortunately, the legal issue that he's been embroiled in is significant, in which he may actually have to make appearances. I'm not saying he's going to go to prison, but he may actually have to testify on his own behalf to get the charges, to actually show up to make sure that he can plead a quality case for his innocence. And I say this as an individual that's worked within law firms, and that's how it works. Sometimes celebrities don't have to attend trials if the charges are minimal, but the charges that he's facing are so significant that he might have to take time out of boxing and make a trial appearance with his attorney so he can get on the stand.
Yeah.
So those people can say whatever they want about what's next, but the reality is there are certain pieces in boxing and outside of boxing that are moving for certain people, and those fights are a little bit more improbable than we think. But saying it is juicy, and
is that why Tank? Would we assume that's why Tank is so focused on boxing?
That's most likely one of the reasons, and definitely why he wanted to just get a fight in by the end of the year, even if it's Rolly or Cruz, because one, he wants to fight again, two, the financial benefit, and three, he might be on a little hiatus.
I mean, not to sound like the crazy guy, but his mentor did go through something like this before, and he still came out and became great.
100%. And personally, I hope Tank doesn't face. I hope Tank doesn't nothing happens. I hope he doesn't have to leave the sport of boxing for too long. Hopefully, he can get the sweetheart deal Kovalev got because Kovalev got 2 years probation, and he did something horrible.
And he did something that's so foul in America,
right?
In the U.S. courts, which is to harm the white man's dog.
And he broke a woman's back.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking. You hurt a white woman and the dog, because white people don't play about them dogs. So if you hurt a dog, oh my god.
And he did it while sober, and he did it on purpose. It was malicious assault with intent and bodily harm, and he only got 2-3 years probation.
And he's a foreigner in this country.
Yep. His I-9 visa wasn't revoked. He was still allowed to continue on to fight. His boxing license was never questioned. And then keep in mind, y'all, not only is Tank black, but the criminal justice system where the issue allegedly happened, they've been trying to get him, trying to make to make an example out of him, just like they did Mayweather, Tyson, etc. So, y'all think 2022 is finna be sweet, and I'm telling y'all, it's not about to go down like that.
Yeah. I forgot all about that. Now that you brought that up, it actually puts things in perspective here.
And you know,
Damn,
and
man, this Lopez Cambosis fight. Whoo, they showing the highlights of that shit. Man, oh man.
yeah, and you know, and I stand by what I said about Cambosis. I don't think that he beats either Haney or Tank,
Hell
but
no, he don't beat none of them dudes.
yeah,
He
nah,
just know he
he
about to cash the fuck out. Talk legacy.
exactly, and that's why I had to talk about. Then that's one of my points when I was trying to say that Tank and Cambosis being realistic, okay, but there's also a lot of other things happening. And also, I was more concerned about the political problem in boxing being solved in one fight as opposed to two. If we get Haney versus Cambosis, that solves the political problem for black fighters ad infinitum. It's done. Whereas if we get Cambosis versus Tank, that'll make Tank great, and that's fantastic. I'm happy for Tank, but the political problem will still be there, and there's no guarantee that Tank fights Haney. I understand y'all think Tank is, is down for that, but there's no guarantee. I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but there's no guarantee because he could have Haney's belt right now, and then we wouldn't even be doing this.
I don't
And
think
then
that
Haney,
fight's happening anytime soon. That's what I was saying. Dude, that fight not even happening at 135. I don't even. That's not even in my mind. I don't even see Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford at fucking 137.
and I agree with you on both points. That's why I was saying, since I agree with you on that, that's why I was saying we should at least have a black undisputed champion, four belt champion at 135. If it's Tank, great. If it's Haney, great. I don't care about them individually like that. But I was saying that I don't think that the Haney versus Tank fight is even going to happen at 135. So let's solve the political problem. Let's make some good black boxing history, and then Haney and Tank will still be a mega fight wherever they are with whatever belts they have.
But now that you put that in perspective with the whole, shit with that, with Haney, that does look like a Haney Cambosis fight. But I see where the bell was coming from too. Yes, Lou DiBella, I'm sure of it. He most likely would try to offer a deal to, like a peace treaty by bringing Cambosis to the Showtime, Al Heyman, BBC, whatever platform.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, no disrespect to Czech. I wasn't trying to make him mad or anything. I wasn't trying to be rude. But another thing we gotta like me personally, I think Lomachenko and Campos is gonna be next. That's what I think is gonna be next. I don't want it. I don't care about it. In fact, I kind of want like Lomachenko to just get beat up by some random so I can stop hearing his name. But that's gonna be next. Because he's already the number one for the WBO. He's pissed off. Once he get past Comey, Bob's just gonna petition for him to be the Mando, and then no one's gonna be against the fight because everyone is still in love with fucking Lomachenko for some reason and want him to be on top super bad. And Bob gonna put that bullshit on the ESPN app, I'm sure. But I think Bob gonna try to empty the bank on it. But we'll see. We'll see. But I know for a fact Cambosis ain't fighting Haney next, especially if he looks any kind of good in this fight. Hell no. Like, I mean, y'all got more faith in Cambosis than I ever did. I figured he'd duck too. I don't think he's that guy personally. I don't know about all that.
Who? What guy?
Cambosis, like y'all have all the faith in the world that Cambosis will try to make the Haney fight, and I don't think so. I don't think so.
I said, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a fucking homecoming fight versus a guy named Nigel.
No, I don't think he's gonna do all that. That's a lot. That's crazy. If he did that, wow, he'd be fucking off a lot of his fan base. I think, like I said, I think he's gonna do Lomachenko next because one, he ain't gonna have no choice versus the WBO, and two, he's gonna be like, well, Lomachenko was pound for pound
And that's
number
what makes me
one.
think he might take that fucking take that Haney fight because he wants to cash out, bro. Not only does he want to cash out, his people want to cash out. So
Yeah,
fuck Lomachenko, Bob Arum.
they gonna try it. They probably cooking it up right now.
Do you see what top ranking ESPN is doing for not George, Teal right now?
Oh,
They trying to soften us up with these fucking heartfelt ass. His doctor said he was gonna die. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck Tiafimo and his asthma. Okay, and fuck everyone defending that bullshit on Twitter. Let me tell y'all something. How in the fuck is asthma a factor when you do better later in the fight?
And having full blown dialogue conversations about how you thought you won.
Like he was having no success when he was at his freshest, when his gas tank was full. How the hell are you gonna blame asthma when all your success came when you were supposed to be the most gassed and struggling for breath and you almost stopped Cambosis in the 10th round? Like it just don't it doesn't it's not even a good lie. It's not even a good lie. Like the lie don't even add up. It makes no sense whatsoever.
What do you think about Devin Haney having what's that white guy name? Ben Davison as his trainer. What do you think about that?
Mm, I mean, I can't talk too much shit because I heard he was in the corner for Linares, but as long as that doesn't ultimately influence his style of boxing and how he implements it, then I'm okay with it because Ben Davison has had some success with individuals like Tyson Fury. And Bill Haney has been talking about him needing to step back from coaching responsibilities to focus on the business aspect, which I completely understand, especially as Devin is getting more bread and y'all need to start paying a bit more attention because now all the boxing is trying to keep Devin from getting what he's supposed to be getting. But I'm okay with it for now. But if I see his style start to change or him starting to do different things, then my concern is gonna grow. And he who greets with fire, allegedly, it's a little bit more than that, but I don't want to get all up into it at this moment as far as what Tank did specifically. So something like that. It was a vehicular incident, and there was some other people involved, but that's all I'm gonna say about that, pretty much.
But yeah, with Ben Davison and Tyson Fury, I honestly believe that Ben Davison wasn't with all that, the extra stuff that wanted that there was that they had planned. And I feel like since he wasn't really on it, they kind of, hey, say, hey, if you're not with it, then you got to go.
I agree. I don't think Ben Davison is a scumbag, and I think that's why he couldn't be a part of the team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because there was no clear cut reason on why you would leave a trainer who got you a victory that you believe that you got,
yeah.
in the first fight. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And if y'all and also for just for everybody, if y'all don't really watch like random boxing and stuff like that, Kronk Gym, they need fighters. That's why they welcome Tyson Fury and his fuckery with open arms. Because a lot of people, like the descendants of the Kronk school, like Tony Harrison, they train with other people. Like Tony Harrison was trained by his father, and since Emmanuel Stewart's been gone, Sugar Hill's been needing fighters. And if y'all watch a lot of smaller boxing fights, like fights on Salida Promotions, Sugar Hill be in the corner of like random ass people, like Papatov and all these other random ass fighters.
But I don't understand it. Why would Sugar Hill need anybody when he has the infamous Nicholas Walsh? Duh. What are you talking about, Diaz?
And that's exactly my point. They need fighters. They need fighters. That's why when Tyson Fury came with his bullshit, he wasn't thinking about the legacy of the gym. He was thinking about keeping the motherfucking lights on. Because and I don't mean to speak ill of the Stewart family and Emmanuel and Sugar Hill, but let's just say if you've been around boxing a while, Emmanuel, he wasn't all like he wasn't some square motherfucker. He used to get it in. All right, he used to be living it up and doing all kinds of stuff, especially when you're coaching Lennox Lewis, Klitschko, and all kinds of people at the same time. He was getting it in. He was getting paper, and some of it may have not gone where it was all supposed to go. That's all I'm gonna say.
Said Ben apologized to Nicholas for Fury putting egg waste in his gloves for sparring. Yep. And that was the one who apologized to him. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
So now Ben Davison trying to redeem himself with Haney. Like shit, I don't want to be known for the guy who helped screwed over Wilder. So I'm gonna come back and redeem myself with Haney.
Because I'm telling people, bro, and people may not believe it, But I'm telling you, bro, it's not over with this Wilder versus Fury shit.
I think you cut out. Oh, Artman cut out. Hopefully he'll pop back in soon. But yeah. But that's crazy. I didn't know he made a formal apology, but dang. You back? Yeah, if you're
Hold on, keep on cooking.
oh okay for sure. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, why do you want Loma to go away? Lomachenko is not good for the sport, bro. Lomachenko is a
Yup.
guy. Oh, what's up? Okay. Yeah, no, Lomachenko's not good for the sport, bro. I mean, there's nothing personally against Lomachenko as an individual, but he was a top-ranked hype machine that got all this hype off of his fucking amateur career, and then when he got to the pros, he instantaneously started struggling. This man has 2 whole losses, and people still think he's the best thing since sliced bread. He made the pound for pound list for beating a black dude who was never even considered pound for pound, and didn't get his flowers till afterwards. Like, man, fuck all that. And yeah, Jason, he has to sue him though. Wilder should take him to court anyway. Wilder was like, if you don't give me my fucking fight, then I'm gonna take you to court. And I think Wilder should take him to court anyway, just off the principle, off of the fuckery of the first 2 fights. If we're keeping it 100, so shit, that's what I think. But yeah, no man, that's what I think. But yeah, Lomachenko needs to go the fuck away. He's been exposed too many fucking times, even with Pedraza. And then people keep talking about like his like how he went on. Oh, he beat Jason Sosa, Nicholas Walters. These are niggas who have enjoyed very little success, or like Nicholas Walters is famous for getting one lucky win. He got Donaire out of there, and then fought Loma, and then he disappeared. Like, bro, stop. Lomachenko's never been that dude. Why do you think he franchised away from Haney? That's why he needs to go away. Anybody who asks for a franchise championship to duck some smoke needs to get the fuck out of boxing. I don't like that. The franchise championship is what's ruining boxing, and the franchise championship is the issue. That's why I was going so hard earlier. And you know, I didn't mean to step on anyone's toes, but the issue is the franchise championship. The issue is not these individual fucking promoters. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. The issue is the sanctioning bodies that sanction fucking fights. The promoters can be as racist as they want, but the sanctioning bodies actually move the fucking needle. The promoters just govern what money gets spent. So I don't give a fuck what the promoters are talking about. I need the political issues in boxing solved so when Haney and Tank are gone, we can still have a sport where black people can actually fucking prosper. The franchise championship is akin to like a fucking Kaepernick level situation where black fighters are excluded because of their skill set, their intelligence, and what they stand for. And we need that shit gone. And all I was trying to say was we need the shit gone in one fight rather than 2. And that's it. And also because there's no guarantee Tank is going to fight Haney, either because of his legal issues or because of his own volition, because we all know the history. The story goes Haney was getting on Tank ass and sparring. And maybe there's some PTSD from that. Maybe Haney was in the camp too long and saw too many Tank weaknesses. Yeah, we can say they both passed through puberty and Tank is a knockout machine, but I mean, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. The criticism against Tank is that he hasn't been fighting. Yeah, fuck Lomachenko, exactly. You know, the truth of the matter is we haven't seen Tank fight a person that classifies the slick African American fighters, and a lot of people think it's his kryptonite. I don't think it's his kryptonite specifically. I think Devin Haney is his kryptonite. I think Haney has the skills to beat him and not get touched like that. And I think he has enough power. I think he has enough power to keep Tank honest. I don't think he has enough power to put Tank down or stop him. I just think he has enough power to get Tank to think twice before he rushes in. Yeah, Village Brother. Exactly. The man made his bones off of one Donaire win. And honestly, I put him in the same category as fucking as Inoue. Inoue made his bones off of one Donaire win. This Donaire was old, already had 5 losses. And like people just keep giving these dudes fame. I'm like, again, look at what Top Rank does. They give you one good fucking win, and then they say you're the next best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, Jason, exactly. That's why the fight, the fight is like I want the fight to happen, and that's why I'm saying the belts don't matter because of everything that everybody said. What Julius said about Haney being at 135, what Artman said about it not being at 135. That's all I was trying to say. And Haney having Haney fight Cambosis as his last fight would give us our African American champion, and then we could go, and then we done. History's made either way. But motherfucker, the issue was, I think, toward the end, was that he thought I was invested in Devin Haney personally. And I like them both as fighters, but I don't care about them as people because I've never met them and they don't know me. So that's why the conversation got off task because he was like, "You just don't like Tank," and I'm like, "No, it doesn't matter. Tank doesn't matter to me. I want to solve the political problem for black fighters in boxing. I don't care about Tank or Devin personally. I don't. I want them to be successful. I want them to live and have healthy and fruitful lives, but I don't care about them individually. I need the political problem solved because there's going to be more black fighters after them in boxing. And if that franchise bullshit is still there and that hasn't been cleared up in the division, more black fighters are going to struggle. Like, for example, what if Frank Martin comes up and gets a WBC belt and somebody else gets the other 3? What if Frank Martin don't get his shot because of franchise? See what I'm saying? And also, what if Tank fights Cambosis, whoops Cambosis' ass, and then decides not to fight Haney? All this bullshit was for nothing. And so I'm like, bro, Tank could have Devin Haney's belt right fucking now. And he don't. He doesn't. And if Tank go in there and stop Haney, I'd be happy that the fight happened. I'm not invested in either one of them personally. I don't know them niggas, bro. I don't. It'd be cool to meet them, but I'm not invested. So as far as who gets more glory, I don't give a shit. I care about black fighters in the future of boxing. And with all due respect, my plan was the shortest path to solving the political problem that's going to plague black fighters for years to come. So, now we're stuck in it. And also, and let me say this is important. Like Artman said, Tank is under Mayweather. Has Mayweather ever been a power to the people type nigga? Can we keep it real? Has Mayweather ever been a power to the people type nigga?
He hasn't, but he does slip up and say some things sometimes that do sound like it.
But he says it whenever he's in a position to benefit, like with the Tank and DeBella situation. He's saying that now, like what Czech said, because he wants that undisputed label to apply to Tank, and I'm like, I know, and he's setting it up so where he's like, he's to do the TFEMO. I'm already undisputed, so Haney is irrelevant, and I'm like, and we're back to square one, and we're back to square one.
Man, hold on for 1 second. You watching the fight?
I am.
One thing, man, I'm loving it, dude. I just love seeing Devin Haney on my screen. Pause. He, man, it just gives me hope about the future of Black American boxing, bro. Like, I remember the time looking at a fucking a young AB, a young Tank. It was just like, yo, these guys are lit. The future now to have another person in line to represent us and do it well. Young. I like it, man.
Well, Tank is still young. People think Tank old because he's 27.
Yeah, I know. I'm tripping. Yeah, Tank is, man, me and Tank the same age.
Yeah, Tank is a baby.
That's true.
People want to make Tank this old, big giant. I'm like, dude, Tank is a child. Stop it. In boxing, Tank is a baby. Fucking.
You know what it is? Why Tank has this grown adult complex? It's because his background and where he's from and how he carries himself. No, they consider Tank. dude, I'm telling you, when they were making that Ryan Garcia versus Tank fight, when that shit was just about, they're already creating the notion of Tank being the big fucking black bully and Ryan Garcia the angel, the Christian angel.
Yeah, even though he out here cheating on his wife on Instagram, like getting caught openly cheating. Yeah, but no, Tank. Yeah, people want to make Tank seem like this old ass giant. And I'm like, bro, Tank is fucking 27 years old. And the same people that keep bitching about how Canelo's the face of boxing, they won't stop talking about Tank. They're like, oh, look what Canelo's doing. Tank need to be doing that. What you worried about Tank for? I thought Tank wasn't shit. Like the same people that say Tank ain't shit worry about him a hell of a
The
lot.
cat's already out the bag. They indirectly tell us how much they like Tank, man. They know Tank is fucking great, man. But Devin Haney's looking full, man. He's looking
Yeah.
like a good, 154 pounder right now.
Yep. 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 That's why I think he's going to max out his potential at either welterweight or 154, like Floyd did, because you get you perform the best when you're closest to your natural body weight.
I said the highest to me, not looking at his height. I said the highest is gonna be 160, bro, or a catch weight of 164 or something when he retires.
Yeah, I can see a middleweight situation happening, but anything past middleweight is just going to become a game of height, and I don't want him to see him like toward the tail end of his career. I don't want to see all that.
Chris Mannix fucking rankings got Devin Haney behind George Kambosos.
Makes
Why would
no
you have
fucking sense.
somebody who's not, bro? Like, God,
His last fight was fucking Lee Selby, and a lot of people think he lost. Complete cap. I think he lost to Lee Selby to keep it 100. I thought Lee Selby beat him clean.
the guys who fucking promote politics or talking about if politics aren't involved, if you don't shut the fuck up,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Devin Haney's look nice and full, bro. Pause.
Fucking JoJo. It's funny. JoJo Diaz wore Grant gloves for Tevin Farmer, but he broke out the horsehair for Haney ass. He like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna get him today.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, yeah. It was funny too because I think that if Haney did something crazy like stop him, all that I think all that would do is guarantee they're gonna go in a different direction for the next fight.
Hold on 1 second. Haney's talking about Tank.
Oh,
One
okay.
second.
Of boxing, that is not a problem. So it's more of a sport type of thing because if it was personal, whenever we see each other, it would be a problem. So no, I wouldn't say it's personal at all.
Yeah, look at them trying to make something. That's terrible. I would keep it 100. They're trying to make something out of it.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to make him
mean,
say something bad. But hold on 1 second, y'all keep on. My girl's calling me.
oh no problem. Yeah, I mean, there might have been some beef within the Mayweather gym, but that's just Mayweather shit. I mean, that's gym shit. Niggas get heated in the gym all the time. Like niggas compete over bench pressing and who can get more hoes and all that weird shit. So I don't really count that. I think if there's any animosity, it's on Tank's part because according to all the sources, when Tank was in the gym, he fucking lost. Now, 16-year-old Tank ain't or like teenage Tank and teenage Devin, they've both grown up. But people got to understand, Devin grows up too. Devin is only what 22, 23. Once he hits 24, 25, like Tank is, like I mean, come on. We don't know where his power is going to stop at. I mean, we know he's not a KO puncher, but let's keep it real. And yeah, and all I was gonna say about that was that yeah, if he's under the tutelage of Mayweather, Tank is gonna prioritize money, and that's the thing. That's the issue I had about Czech's point was that he was prioritizing money and who's getting what money. He was like, oh, I care about what money Hearn is getting and what DeBella is getting and all these like I don't want these white people to have this money. Hearn is the son of a guy who already had a boxing promotion company and he owns like a formula racing company or some shit. Hearn is going to get money regardless, my guy. That shit is irrelevant. Whether Hearn makes money or not is irrelevant. And he was talking like Bob Arum isn't the exact same evil as Eddie Hearn. They're all fucking evil, and black fighters are still going to use them until we have our platforms up and running. Floyd promotes shit. I think Floyd promotes more Hispanic fighters than he does black people. So with niggas like Floyd in the game, what the fuck we supposed to do? So that's why I was just saying the fight that gets the political problem solved the quickest is the best. And that was the issue. Check is thinking about what's best for fucking Tank, and Tank thinking about what's best for Tank, and that's why the problems ain't getting solved.
Man, speaking of us having our own platform, we definitely do, because this I just don't even like looking at these three men talk about boxing, about a black boxer at that. I don't want these guys to be the voice of when a black person is coming out to fight.
We looking at Mora Mannix.
I'm looking at Mora Mannix and
who's this?
Another one.
I'm like, who the fuck is this? They just hire some people.
Yeah, I just don't like it, because when it comes to black fighters, just like, yeah, you know, they're doing their thing with this, their no diggity doubt, fresh hip hop music and stuff. I love it, you know. They say stupid shit like that when it comes to black fighters, but when it comes to Mexicans and Mexican fighters, it's, oh my God, there's such a beautiful culture, just beautiful music, and just amazing Latino, Latinx heritage. You know, it's the utmost respect. But when it comes to us, it's all hip hop trendy and bullshit. I feel like we don't have enough good representation when it comes to that in the mainstream media.
Well, you know, Moore is still mad from his back-to-back Danny Jacobs ass whooping, and he mad because he got knocked out by Danny Jacobs fucking twice back-to-back, and he's probably mad that Danny Jacobs has gone on to have a significantly better career than he has, and he had to retire early because he realized he's just gonna keep getting his ass whooped. So I feel like this shit is personal for him. It's the same with what's his name? I think the worst commentator, the racism in boxing as far as racism, is Ray Boom Boom Mancini, and one of his only losses came from a black dude, so he's salty as fuck.
You know, I see Regis Prograis in the crowd.
No shit.
And one thing the zone don't understand is like, nigga, we don't have to hear national anthems for every fucking fight. You know that, right?
Yeah, this is just a title defense. We don't need all this. It's not
like seriously.
It's not a mega fight. It's just Devin about to whoop a little ass and we about to go home. Like, we don't need all this.
They said they call Mexicans warriors, but call black fighters slick. You know, they're slick. You know, they're like thieves in the ring. You know, those niggers and their Negro athleticism, dodging punches like they're dodging bullets in the hood. Nah, you know, they say fucking shit like that, man.
They call black fighters exposed when they just take a single punch, but they call Mexican fighters warriors for getting their ass beat for 12 rounds or some shit. Like look at the different one. Like, look at the punch they keep showing over and over with Haney getting punched by Linares. Fucking 40-year-old Areola dropped Andy Ruiz and made him look like a bitch. Had him twerking on the ropes like it was a fucking a Selena concert, and they're like, "Oh, he's a warrior for getting back up." My God, he looked like shit.
Exactly, man.
He looked like unadulterated garbage. Imagine having genetics so damn horrible that after a year of proper diet and exercise, you come out looking worse than you did when you was slamming tacos and pizza. Man, fuck that shit.
Black fighters always gotta do the fucking most. I swear. Look at this Terrence Crawford. He's so boring in there. I remember I was watching the Ricky Burns versus Terrence Crawford. If you ever want to laugh at some commentary, watch that fucking fight. It went from Ricky Burns is so special to this isn't the Ricky Burns I know.
Yeah. They were like,
this Terrence Crawford guy, he isn't that so special after all. Like they're literally saying shit like that, man.
This is. I watched the fight. This is rather underwhelming from Terrence Crawford. He's supposed to be this big thing, and he's not proving it here.
Yeah, exactly. After saying how much Ricky Burns is the guy.
Hey, you know some cool shit I noticed just now on the fight?
What?
Ben Davidson was running pads with Haney, but as a southpaw. That's genius. Ben Davidson was running the pads with Haney, but he was pretending to be a southpaw. That's gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gold. Usually people just run the pads just to run the pads. It don't matter who you're fighting. But Ben Davidson was mimicking the southpaw and trying to get Haney in the habit of stuffing JoJo Diaz's jab. And I'm like, oh, that's what's up. I like to see that. I like to see that. It's the details.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if DAZN hired me and gave me like a budget to present some of these fighters or just work with them in their corner to get their buzz blowing up a little bit more, I feel like I can do a big job because they have the good visuals. They have the good, display in the ring and the lights and theatrics. They're just missing that umph that get the people attached to it. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you have all this going on, but you lack the audience? It's like, for an example, it's like having a donut shop, right? The zone is like a donut shop. They have all the fancy equipment, the great oven, the great utensils, everything stored, nice, looks amazing, looks beautiful. But the only thing they don't have is the fucking ingredient. The ingredient to make the great fucking donut that's gonna get people to come. That's what I call this. That's what I think of the zone. They have everything to become something great, but they just fuck it up, man. They're missing something.
I I agree, but the thing is, I agree that you'd be good at promoting it, but that's exactly why they wouldn't hire you, because that's not the angle that the zone is pushing. The zone wants to capitalize off limiting African American and Black presence in the sport.
Mm.
That's what they want to do. That's why they put so much emphasis on these goddamn random Euro fucking fights and belts that no one pays attention to, and that's why DAZN has managed to get such a big YouTube following, not only for their highlights, but because DAZN and Top Rank are the anti PBC. Why do you think that whenever we're talking about fights happening, people say, "Oh, you're just a PBC lover"? I'm like, what the fuck?
You're
I'm
just a
like,
PBC. Yeah, like I'm like, bro, these none of these motherfuckers is giving me any checks. So what are you talking about?
yeah, I'm just like, and that's why I didn't understand when he was like, "Oh, you must dislike Tank personally." I'm like, bro, Devin is not paying me a stipend. Tank is not paying me a stipend. I'm just talking about boxing and what's best for the sport. So when black people get into position, they won't have the WBC like, oh, well, you see what had happened was somebody vacated and then we gave them another belt, but your belt's still good. But if you can't fight this person, then your belt goes to shit, and then we're gonna reactivate your belt after we get this belt. Like, I don't like that bullshit. I just want all that nonsense to fucking stop. And it all ends with one, and it all ends with one fight. But yeah, that's why they keep talking about PBC, and it's all code for black. It's all code for the N word with the hard
Mm-hmm.
R, not
Check
nigga,
check
but
this out. The WBC champion is coming out. I wonder who he's coming out with.
all right. Let's see.
The WBC champion.
He's getting fucking booed.
Okay, what's up? Is he coming out or what?
They're fucking booing him. I can't believe it.
That's fine though, but they gotta embrace it. Why Eddie Hearn coming out like he motherfucking like he owned this nigga? So Hell yeah. Tell that nigga Devin Haney he the man. Get that yes man in the corner. Hey, I'll be that motherfucker. Hey, you got this shit, cuz.
Them paying for a hype man is hilarious. That dude is awesome. I love that guy.
Nah, I wouldn't be no hype man though. I'd keep it 100.
I cannot believe the amount of boos Devin Haney is getting. My God, they're really booing the shit out of him. Ain't JoJo Diaz and Haney both supposed to be Americans?
Yeah, but you know what time it is, man.
ain't they all supposed to be Americans? Reed just need to sit his thirsty ass down. He's just mad because his fucking Taylor rematch ain't finna happen.
Regis in this my diary of my 140-pound life.
Yeah, that nigga needs to go ahead and move up to 147 and start getting beat up.
He should never posted that video because that shit did more damage than anything.
Yeah, look
that
at
shit
him.
was funny because it's like they got this dude with a hot towel over his head laying on the floor with two white dudes rubbing on him. Also, he can make 140, bro. Nigga, it's not that, bro. Come on, man. That shit look crazy.
He rather invite 135ers and 130 pounders up to 140 as opposed to beating up 140 or going up to 147. Kind of like Benavidez with his shit only targeting fucking 154 pounders.
This nigga Regis like, yeah, man. You know, today I only had a glass of water. You know, and I did eat one single M&M, so I should be good for at least 2-3 days.
Yeah, that's some cornball shit, Birdie. You just need to get your weak ass on up there. He's trying to wait for his.
I peeled the orange and ate one slice of it and drunk some tea at 7:00, and that was my meal for 3 days. So you know I should be back in there with Josh Taylor soon.
Yeah, he's trying to get his Taylor run back.
Taylor, please let me get that fight again, man. Please don't go up the way. I need that fight right now.
Did you rewatch it?
Nah, I ain't rewatched that shit yet.
I still think you won.
Because I just like, man, it's like, dudes, like, you know, what's said is what's already been done. It's done, man. Like, time to move on, man. I don't know why he's still trying to think he's gonna get a Josh Taylor fight. Like, bro, did you see what he did to? Did you see what you did to his eye? You think he wants that shit again, bro? No, especially if he don't have to. The fuck? Nigga fucked his eye up, bro. I wish a nigga who did my eye like that be like, hey, man, you want to fight me again? Nigga, no. The fuck? And they saying I'm a good fighter without fighting you again? Shit. Yeah.
It's funny because he had to fight Prograis. He had to fight Prograis in the UK, but he had no problem fighting Ramirez in the States.
Yeah. Why was that fight in the UK for the fucking Muhammad Ali belt? That shit should have been right here in the States.
You know why, bro? Because exactly what happened. He had all people keep talking about this A-side bullshit. Josh Taylor had all the fucking belts. Josh Taylor had all the fucking belts and still chose to fight Ramirez in the US. Because he wasn't worried about shit. Shit, I thought Taylor was gonna stop Ramirez, and he damn near did. But he had to make sure Regis happened in the UK, so you know, because we don't know how that one's gonna go. But people don't pay attention to nuance in boxing. You can't explain nuance to a fucking casual.
Yeah. You see JoJo Diaz?
Yeah. Those gloves are really comfortable. I have the training version of those gloves. They're expensive, but they're comfortable as fuck. And I love how they got something called the Ever Shield for wrist protection. If I ever got a pro fight, I would use those gloves too. And they're a mixture of horsehair and padding, but they have horsehair on the front, but more padding, so you get the effects of horsehair while protecting your hands. That's why a lot of heavy hitters like Andy Ruiz, Virgil Ortiz Jr. They use those a lot.
So what's the deal with this snack? Like, what's up with that? Like, do they sponsor these fighters? or what? Or these fighters just like, I'm supporting this just off the strength?
Well, Snack is a training. It's a training camp, and also it is a nutritional supplement company. So yeah, I do think they get sponsorship. Because I think they get either for free or discounts when it comes to actually training at the facility. And they do produce supplements and like nutritional guidance and shit like that. So it's also just bringing name awareness and brand awareness, so more fighters can go over there and people can buy their shit.
Look at Bill Haney with these American flags in his hand.
Damn straight.
Yeah, yeah. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, we made this shit what it is. We built it.
I
I,
know
I,
exactly.
I actually have that tattoo. That's my chest tattoo. It just says "We built it" across my chest.
Yeah, I'm about to start doing ink in a minute. Yeah, I need to get more ink, and I'm about to start doing ink. But we about to get into this fight, y'all.
Let's
First
do it.
bell after many messages on Twitter from Artmanboxing, JoJo Diaz got in the ring. Uh, I feel like I helped make this fight happen.
Bro, like everybody was on his ass on Twitter. The duck was getting he was prepping for the duck, talking about Garcia, talking about I don't know what Haney doing with Tang. I'm like, nigga, if you
Like,
don't,
bro, you talking about you about to fight Ryan Garcia? It's like, bro, like you can't be fighting for niggas mandatory positions not to fight the mandatory.
you fighting the mandatory is mandatory, bro. Like you look dumb, you look stupid.
Mandatory versus mandatory.
Yeah, shit. He thought fighting Fortuna would buy him some time, and it didn't work out like that. He still ended up having to fight. The pressure got too much.
But you see how Haney filling up these arenas though? Not
Yeah.
arenas, but putting asses in seats, man.
Yeah. Oh shit, Diaz fighting concern. He fighting like he concerned about something.
He is concerned. He don't want to get caught up. And he want to
Shit,
reserve his energy to try to get some lucky bang out shit in the later rounds.
he's stupid as hell. You better get yours, because doing this you gonna lose.
Yeah, this ain't no nigga that be eating cupcakes and shit, smoking weed and drinking and shit.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, Haney already get on his ass. Yeah, you better figure it out, JoJo. You better go in there. You gonna lose like this, homie. Oh shit, Devin trying to line him up for a straight right. Oh god,
I see it.
he trying to line him up for a straight right. Oh,
Devin funny as hell. I like how he faked it like he was gonna throw that right to the body. Yep.
is Diaz already cut?
That's what I was thinking too.
What the fuck? Did this nigga get cut by the first left hook?
Ref already talking about keep it up. Nah, nigga, that shit was right on the button. Cut that shit out.
Corny. They was doing the same thing with Tank versus Santa Cruz. Wait, is that Russell Mora? God damn it, that's Russell Mora.
I look at Oscar De La Hoya at that bitch too.
Oh,
Hey, they in
shit.
there thick.
They trying to show out, see what's gonna happen.
Man, I really like looking at the people at the very first row. You start looking, seeing them investors, man. They don't be
Ooh,
posting on social media and shit, but they be having a lot of money behind these fighters,
ooh,
man.
ooh, Haney throwing. Ooh, Haney throwing.
Mm.
He planning on his ass. Ooh, shit. Ooh,
How many seconds you on?
I got 30 seconds left.
Okay, yeah,
He
I'm on
throwing.
15 seconds.
Haney throwing.
Yeah, and
Ooh,
he not
ooh.
wasting no energy too, really,
No,
because
he
all
about
he
to.
doing is just lining them up and throwing right hands and they're touching.
Yeah, see, Diaz wants to, because they both have the same amount of knockouts. Diaz wants to feel the power and see if he can run in. That's what he wants to do. They both have the same number of knockouts, so he want to see if Haney like has pop like that, and then he wants to see is he feather fisted? Is he not?
Said 1-0 Devin, of course.
Yeah, Diaz didn't do shit. He sat there and got punched. Yeah, I think Diaz is trying to feel his power out, but I need to see, is Diaz already fucking cut from a single
No,
left
I
hook?
don't think he's cut just yet.
'Cause I'm like, bro, if you cut, man, bro.
No, he just a little red.
Yeah.
He looking at the clock, nigga. The round ain't even started yet.
Oh shit.
Okay, but now JoJo comes out swinging.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay. He throwing some blows now. Oh shit.
He said, George, what you think about this fight? Shit. Nah.
No.
I know I ain't fighting him next. That's all
Get
I
off.
know.
Get off the ropes. Get off the ropes, Haney. Don't go toward the ropes. The ropes is the only place Diaz will have any success. If Diaz can't get Haney on the ropes, this is going to be some easy shit.
Haney just mixed him up a little bit.
Ooh, shit. Oh god. Damn.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that jab stick he got going on, man. That lining him up with that jab, make
He
you
got
think
it.
that you about to hit him up top. Make sure he keeps his high guard up and you hit a solid one right to his stomach and pull your head back so you don't get hit with his return punch. Mm.
Damn. Straight right is in there. Them are the same exact gloves that Jamal Charlo wore for Derenchenko's ass.
And you notice Devin Haney not fighting quote unquote running style.
Yeah,
Right in pocket with his ass.
Diaz on the damn back foot. He ain't doing shit. Haney got to watch out for the counter left uppercut though. Diaz was trying to time it.
He is trying to time him.
Yeah, but Diaz ain't tank. Ooh, shit, get on his ass.
And we can see we already got a pro Latino crowd. Every time JoJo Diaz throws a little anything,
Yo,
you hear the woos and the ahs. And yep, here JoJo starts with the punching in the back of the head. Here we go.
and you get Russell fucking Mora in there. He'll stop Haney if he looks. Oh my god, look at that trash. He's fighting like Figueroa, holding with one hand and then hitting with the other. You can't hold and hit. That's not how boxing works, bro. Trying to score as many points as possible because you ain't doing shit all these rounds.
Good shit.
Mm. Oof. Oof.
He's like, JoJo, sit your ass down. What the fuck you doing?
He doing what Mikey Garcia did after every round was spent, just putting his hands up, hoping to get some crowd energy. If Haney could time a good looping right or a right uppercut when JoJo leans over to avoid the jab, this shit could be a wrap.
JoJo's trying to time him to hit him with some crazy and then try to unload on him.
Yeah, he wants him. He wants him near the ropes. He wants to wobble him, get him on the ropes, and then finish him.
But Haney, he set him up with that left. He set him up with the jab, popping straight to the stomach, pulling his head back, staying out of range. Yep, perfect, Devin. Let this guy run off and blow off all his steam right now.
Oh shit. Okay. JoJo trying to get some. JoJo just trying to score at this point. He's not actually hitting Haney. He's just trying to score some
He's just
damn
trying to
points.
score because right now he's down.
Yeah, 2-0.
Said the Mexican look like you scared man. I don't know who the fuck this is.
Yeah. How's? Ooh, that's right, Haney. Oh hell no! Russell Moore gonna tell Haney not to fight in the clinch, but all that kidney punching was cool. Fuck that. I can't stand Russell Moore. He gets too many fucking fights. Hey, are Russell Moore and Sergio Moore fucking related, bruh?
I don't know.
If I find out they're related, bruh, come on. Ooh, stay off the ropes. Stay off the ropes, Haney. You know that that shot that Haney shoots to the stomach. If he could turn that into an uppercut, this shit might be over.
That's what I'm saying. I keep on thinking the same shit. Like, dude, because I seen Boots do that to somebody doing the same type of high guard. He said uppercut, left hook, straight right hand, and made that motherfucker go straight to the floor.
He did that to Lipinet's ass.
Yeah,
He did,
uppercut, left hook, straight right where the high guard.
yeah. If he could turn that into an uppercut, this shit gonna be over.
But when you throw uppercut, you leave yourself open. But
Yeah.
fuck it.
Well,
Gotta
Diaz
take
not
risk.
that. Diaz not that fast. Look at him.
Diaz getting mad, boy. Whoa,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you see Diaz when he throw a fucking jab, maybe you can land something. Stop being a pussy.
See the thing, and what Diaz is doing. This is what I mean when I say Haney has enough power to keep you honest. Diaz has been in here for 3 rounds and hasn't rushed on him until Haney initiated a clinch. Hey, so Haney has enough power to have you thinking different. Because
Yep.
even with
He
Javier
got power
Fortuna,
enough that's making his face turn a little red.
yeah, because even with Javier Fortuna, Diaz didn't care about Fortuna's power. He was on his ass. But with Haney, he's
Yeah.
like, okay. But with Haney, he's like, okay, let me sit back and think about some shit. Russell, do you not see the fucking kidney punching? Bruh. The fuck, man?
I ain't Devin on his ass. Nope, he ain't gonna do nothing stupid. He on your ass though, boy. Said I'll hit nothing but the
Ooh.
body for a round. And that's what Devin was doing like for the first 2 rounds. Nothing but body.
Damn, you see Diaz twerking on them ropes? He had him twerking on the ropes.
Man.
He was like, oh shit, oh wait, hold on. Oh shit, Devin started to bully him.
Devin don't even look like he really breaking a sweat.
Nah, I haven't seen Devin hit by more than like 3 clean punches out of 3 rounds.
But one thing I'm liking though from Devin is him hitting and then pivoting.
Yep, like Mora just said, he's not staying there long enough for Diaz to actually do anything back.
Well,
Ooh, that uppercut right there, that's gonna do it. If he land that shit clean, that's gonna do it. It's gonna be over with. Nope, get out the corner. Get out the corner. Yep. Nope. Stay away from the rope.
ooh, ooh, Jojo just hit him with a mean body shot, my guy. He felt that Devin, and now Devin some jab,
Oh shit. Yeah.
and now JoJo playing rough. Oh, now JoJo playing rough now, cuz.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh
He
my
punched,
god.
he hit him with a good body shot, then hit him with a good fucking jab straight to the face, and then got in the corner, lift him up, and threw him down.
Yeah, he trying to play football and shit. Oh.
I don't know, man. That you sound like a little bitch right now. JoJo, do one thing, you get fucking hot in the fucking pants.
Yeah, again, when you start losing the boxing match, you start doing all kinds of dumb shit just to buy time. That's another thing people do just to make the round shorter for them. Cause something stupid to happen so they can get some rest.
And the fans like that. Just nigga JoJo is playing Duff. I see him trying to hit him in the nuts.
Yeah, he's fighting like shit. That's not
I
good
knew it was
boxing.
coming, bro. They should have known that shit was coming.
Well, he said he was gonna fight dirty.
They fuck around and try to give him this round based off that bullshit.
Yeah, he tackled him, got some kidney punches in, and then that was it.
But he did land a good ass fucking left to the stomach.
Yeah.
Said Dev got to stick and move.
Dev needs to use the right and target it up top, or do a counter left hook like he did with Linares.
Yeah, because if he makes this a short man game, he might get hit in his nuts and then hitting this up top, and the ref ain't gonna say shit, but it's still gonna look bad.
Exactly.
And it's gonna take a toll on him.
Exactly. Look at him. He's trying to hit him in the fucking back. Like, JoJo, learn how to box, bro. Yeah, but we also have to understand that this is Haney's first southpaw ever, I believe. So, it's a learning experience. People gonna give him shit, but it's like it's his first fucking southpaw.
Got this nigga going all over the place, man. Bumping into the ref and shit. But that was a good fucking round for JoJo. I see the play. Rough him up. Ref not gonna pay attention. The effect still gonna take a toll on him. Capitalize in the later rounds.
I still think that was a Haney round, though.
I still give it to Haney, of course.
Yeah.
You see how he just popped his head in the back?
Yeah, JoJo landed one good punch and then did some football type shit.
But that body shot, hope they play that shit over right here. Woo. But Devin felt that, but he got that poker face though. But I felt that one for him. You bang away with the free head. You mean fucking cheat? My dude Julius Streeter said he got it up 3-1.
3-1 off of that? Damn.
Yeah, off of that.
All right. That's fair. He fights for points because it's about winning the fight. It's not about getting a knockout. Knockouts are for fans. Plenty of boxers have lost fights trying to get a knockout. Can he turn that body shot into an uppercut? Turn it into an uppercut right up the middle.
I know, right?
Like, please. So, because at the very least, you might end up breaking his fucking nose, and then the fight could be over.
He should just did it right with like Anthony Durrell did. What's his name? Or Andre Durrell just did, dude.
Yeah, no, it was Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony Durrell. Yeah, with that uppercut.
Fucking Marge Simpson wind up. Whack.
Good shit. Yeah, because he's trying to punch in the back of the head, dude. He hit him with another one that's kind of low.
Yeah, and then he got him on the ropes some.
Yeah, this is where Devin got to be a man.
Yeah, Haney got to let that right hand go more often. When you see him charging in, just loop it, uppercuts, all kinds of stuff. I understand he wants to counter off his jab, but yeah, you just got to let the right hand go more often. All that. Right uppercuts, right hooks to the body, all of it. There you go. Yep, that right uppercut working him. Right uppercut again. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Catch that body shot he trying to throw, boy. Young man, tighten up.
He got him with that right hook coming in for a clinch. That was nice. I like that.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah.
The commentators pro JoJo. Exactly. Listen to us commentate. Listen to them commentate.
Yeah, they're garbage. Sergio Mora always talks all this bullshit about pure boxing, and then he'll go celebrate JoJo's sloppy ass Diaz. I'm calling him Sloppy Joe from now on. Fucking Sloppy Joe Diaz.
Only success I'm seeing Diaz have in this fight is landing that left hook to the stomach and fighting dirty,
He lands a jab every
roughing him
now and
up
again. Yeah, he lands one or two jabs every now and again, but exactly.
so the crowd can sway the judges.
Nah, the
He's
judges that's when the judges already have their minds already made up. The crowd can't do shit. If a crowd is swaying a type of judge situation, then that just means that the judges already have their fucking mind made up. Oh, the crowd was cheering, but motherfuckers weren't even landing shit.
I'm listening to JoJo's corner, and they're making it make sense. They're saying, "Don't give him too much space. You're letting him rest. Stop letting him rest." And then JoJo Diaz started hitting a little low.
Mm-hmm. It's
Good
funny
shit.
because oh wait, no, they are both the zone, even though fucking Diaz fault. Oh shit.
Haney's not really wasting too much energy, sticking and moving too much.
Yeah. I think he's waiting on Diaz to make a critical mistake on one of his power shots so he can capitalize.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I just seen Devin shoot that uppercut but miss.
Is there? Devin gotta make better opportunities of his clinches. Well, Devin is holding, but he's not hitting as well. He needs to swing at the same time as Diaz.
Good shit, boy. Mm. When you say spar your friends, are you referring to Rolly?
Ooh, there you go. Time that right uppercut in that corner. I like that. That's what I like to see.
Mm. If Devin keeps his eye off of JoJo and listen to this fucking ref, he's gonna be in some trouble. So he needs to just
Ooh,
focus on what the fuck that's in front of him, because the ref doing all types of shit to distract niggas. Fuck
yeah.
you doing little hand signals for.
That double left hook, one to the body, one to the head, that needs to happen more often.
But you see this wild overhand that Devin Haney's practicing.
Yep. I like that. Yep. I like that. I like that. Just and I like that he saved that to the sixth round because now Diaz got to watch out for something else and he gonna fuck up.
I know.
Now it's just something.
This is a good fight.
Yeah.
Said Diaz throwing a lot of lower blows. Of course he's throwing that shit.
Yeah, he ain't got no choice. He's not gonna win the boxing match. He's trying to box Devin. This is stupid. He's being embarrassed. It looks like Diaz can't box.
I'm listening to the pop speak. Man, that's the highlights you show from that last round. That bullshit. Said Devin is boxing beautifully, and his corner's giving him good advice.
Yeah, they're giving
I
the
really want to hear what Diaz people's telling him though, because how do you counter this type of fighting?
they Diaz don't have the skills. They're just telling them to put more pressure, jab your way in, and work on the inside. That's it.
Yeah,
So that's all
that's
you
all you
can
really
do.
can do,
Yeah,
and swing for the fences once you get in the inside and try to hurt him. Devin's trying to throw under that. Oh, he just popped it with an uppercut. It's there. Hey, I love that shit. That overhand. I love that right there. Come on. But Joe getting mad. Joe getting frustrated. So he trying to fight back hard.
mm.
So far, so good. One thing I do got to keep in mind with not Davis, fucking Haney, is when Diaz is throwing that looping left hook. Devin Haney, tries to catch it, but I'm like, dude, don't end up like Caleb Plant thinking that your hand's right up there, and then he hits you on the top of your fucking dome and rocks your shit. He's starting to touch JoJo. Yeah, he's starting to touch him up. And JoJo's starting to throw caution to win now. But that's one thing I say. Don't think that you're gonna catch the punch. I don't like that. Even though I like when some fighters like Boots roll with the punch. Don't think that you're gonna catch every punch, dude, because that shit you fucking around think your boxing glove is right up here and he catches you right fucking top of your skull right here. Next thing you know, you on stanky legs trying to recover. Said that's starting to get past the guard of Dev. Yeah, and I don't like that. But it takes a lot to do that though, because while he's doing that, Devin is still sticking that jab in his face. Hold on, let me hear this real quick. You see, just like that in that replay. But they say he chinny. They say he chinny. He just ate that though. But that's that. I don't like that though, because you get hit with a real monstrous puncher like that. You don't just turn your head and feel it and be cool.
Yeah. Like if Tank landed that, this fight would be different.
It would be real different.
It would be real different. Yeah, we might be looking at some other shit right now. Tank landed that same shot. Yeah. I don't like that Devin allows Diaz on the inside and doesn't throw while he's coming in. He waits for him to come in or waits for him to exit. He needs to throw while Diaz is transitioning. Look, like right now he was in the clinch and just letting JoJo hit him. I'm like, bro, you need to hit him. Hit him some as well.
I feel like when he's in the clinch, he don't want to get hit himself, so he just does his best to get out of it.
Yeah, but you know they're giving JoJo points off that garbage. All right, well, at this point, JoJo Diaz needs a knockout to win because he hasn't. I haven't given JoJo a single fucking round. So
And JoJo, when he grabbed Diaz, I mean, when he grabbed Haney, he's trying to punch him in the back of his kidney, punch him in the back of his head,
yeah, yeah. That's all he's fucking doing. Yeah,
hoping that it fucks him up temporarily so he can capitalize it.
yeah. That's all he's doing because he needs a knockout to win. He's not winning jack shit. I know Mannix gave Diaz one of those rounds for a little bullshit that he did, but he's not winning anything.
Yeah, he's
Even
not winning shit.
yeah,
He's
even
like
if it,
winning a second of the round, 3 seconds of the round.
yeah, even if it is 6-1 Haney, that's still a bad situation. That means Haney's already won 6 fucking rounds, and JoJo needs a knockout to win. I mean, well, that means that it's gonna be tied. But after this round, it's gonna be over with.
Said you can't shoulder roll southpaw. Yeah, unless if you switch your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Shoulder roll on that other side.
You gotta overwhelm them with the rear uppercut or the looping right,
Yeah.
and also the double left hook that he did to the body and to the head. That needs to happen more often. Body head, body head. Ooh, see, like when JoJo drops his hands like that, one of those overhand rights. Yes, sir. But the fact that it's round 8 and JoJo is still a little worried to come right up to Devin, that should tell you something about Devin's power. Like it's
But
round
watch JoJo lose his fight and be like, Devin don't really got power like that. I ain't wasn't scared of no power and all that
yeah,
shit.
because he had no fear with anybody like this except maybe fucking Gary Russell after the first 6 rounds.
I mean, because when he was fighting Fortuna, he was willing to take Fortuna's big punches to walk in and land something.
Yeah, and people claim Fortuna is this monster that would have knocked out Devin Haney.
It said Devin Haney was scared of him.
Yeah, said Devin Haney ducked Fortuna. Yeah, Diaz never backed up from fucking Fortuna. I didn't see all that in that fight.
And Papa Devin just told them to go tell the ref that he's hidden behind the head too. He's doing a lot of hidden behind the head.
They're telling Devin in the corner to hold his phone up and make sure he holds the phone. But I think he should still try to evade the punch, not just hold the phone and like you said, catch it.
Yeah, they fight. They fighting. Let's keep it going.
I love how Moore is trying to equally discipline them both like Haney's fighting dirty.
Whoo, good shit. Straight to the stomach, left up top. See, I don't know why these guys so pussy. Like, just go ahead and fight Devin Haney. You're not like he about to go in there and, totally knock your ass out. I mean, he could if you let him.
Because they don't want to get knocked out by pillow fists.
Finally. He just threw all his best punches, cuz. And Devin Haney fucking looping, rolling under those shits. And he punching in the back of the head. It's all good. Do them niggas how you be doing them in sparring, Devin.
dog them, dog them out.
Yeah. Devin just rolled with a punch. Good shit, boy. He just rolled with, man, I don't know how he did that shit. That's years of practicing.
There you go. Fucking double left hand to the body to the head. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Oh shit, he just popped it with some shit.
Ooh, ooh, that counter right.
Oh, and then he popped JoJo with a upper in the midst of the fucking. Come on, man.
Ooh.
JoJo Diaz needed a big round and he just got one. What?
What the fuck? He lost that
What?
entire round. He got hurt more than anything.
Did you see that sequence when JoJo threw a flurry of punches and Haney fucking just hit a sniper like uppercut?
Right? Yeah, I saw that.
Let me see these highlights right here. Man, bro, why do they show rounds that Haney win and they show Diaz highlights? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. They're both fucking the zone fighters, but you know, I don't
Like,
know.
yeah, he said they both had moments there, but you would think that fucking Diaz just landed something. Did you? Why would they not show the punch that had Diaz backing up?
What the fuck? Raging Babe on Twitter is talking about Haney is not a draw. The fuck?
You said Raging Babe?
Yeah, that's dumb bitch.
I ain't gonna say too much
She
on
talking
that
about
one.
she talking about Haney's not a draw. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Fuck you talking about?
He definitely drew your ass to the damn screen.
Right. Haney is not a draw. You gonna watch just so you can talk shit.
But everybody's watching this shit.
Yeah. Haney made more money off Gamboa than Lopez did from Lomachenko, but Haney's not a draw. All right, for sure. For sure.
I'll tell you right now, if I was a boxer and I wanted to make more money and I had the option of fighting Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, or fucking JoJo Diaz, I'm 100% sure I would choose fucking Devin Haney because I know I will make more money.
Exactly. And also, why are people so eager to get folded by Tank? At least fighting Devin Haney, you'll know you'll be able to fight and make some more money. With Tank, you might not be fighting for a while.
Or at all.
Yeah, where the fuck is Leo Santa Cruz? Is he alive? Is he breathing fucking air? Where is Barrios? Has he planned to come back at all? Like this,
Barrios
like,
had to fight.
oh, okay, well, yeah, good. So that's what I'm saying. People rather get fucking folded than just fight Haney. Like y'all talking shit, but everyone's scared of him for some reason.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, safe to Haney don't got no power if you want. All right, nigga. Look like you felt that shit. Diaz is one tough customer, huh? But Haney's not a tough fighter, right? Yeah, let's give the fucking credit to the fucking loser. Hell out of here. That's not what we doing on my channel. On my channel, we giving credit to the guy who's winning the damn fight, which is Devin Haney. So far, what I've been seeing is Devin Haney put on a straight boxing clinic. He's not hitting and then running away. He's hitting and he's there to be hit, but he's just weaving. He's dodging shit. He's lining him up with that left. Whoop, good shit. Stay out the way. But yeah, he's lining him up with the jab and sticking him, pivoting out the way, but still in the pocket with him, looping under punches and hitting them with sharp cat reflex like uppercuts, man. And I love it. Jojo Diaz, he's only showing signs of a dog whenever he's getting fucking hit,
No,
which is a lot.
much like Josh Taylor, he's only effective in the clinch. Outside the clinch, he gets nothing done.
And now he's trying to fight hard, and JoJo's been doing this for like the past 6 rounds, where he tried to jump out off the corner all fiery, and then during the middle of the round, Devin just started putting it on his ass. Shit.
Motherfuckers on Twitter talking about Lomachenko stops Haney. Nigga,
The
please.
fuck out of here.
My God, he would have done it already and been undisputed. We wouldn't even be talking about this shit.
We wouldn't even be talking about this.
Right. Just stop. Just
Haney
stop.
versus fucking Teofimo Lopez. I mean, Lopez versus Loma would have been for real undisputed if that was the case.
Exactly. And you know what? After if Kambosos talk any shit about this performance, he should have no problem fighting Devin Haney next. He should just be able to get in here and get on Devin ass.
Exactly. I bet you Kambosos. They ain't asking Kambosos about how he feeling about this fight lately, because he probably sitting back like shit.
Yeah. How exactly am I gonna do this? He's gonna catch me lunging in with some shit.
Yeah. How exactly am I gonna? Every time I throw a punch, this guy's gonna be ducking under my punch.
Or he's going to engage me in a clinch, or when I lunge to try to get my right hand off, he's going to slip it and launch an uppercut, and I'm going to be on the damn canvas.
What? Said Black Jesus got this. Oh, he putting it on him. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Girl keep on calling me. I'm like, man, I'm watching this fight. You call me in just a second, man. Hold on. God damn, man. Like, shit. Like, what do you want me to do? It's a good fight right now. Just one more round, baby. I'll call you right after.
You know, they be needing attention, especially if it's new and budding.
Yeah. It's snowing outside too. She want me to come out.
Oh damn! Oh, it's snowing over there.
Hell yeah. It was just feeling good. It wasn't snowing, nothing. Now it's back to fucking being Minnesota.
Yeesh. Well, drive drive or travel safe, whichever, however way you travel.
Yeah, I'll be safe. I always keep my Glock with me.
Hopefully it's walking distance.
Yeah. I ain't afraid to go walk out in the snow.
I just mean because it's cold.
Hell yeah, trust me. I've been doing this for some years. Now JoJo want to fight like it's bro, nigga. This is how you should have been fighting since round one.
Yeah, JoJo didn't do shit. He was scared. He didn't know how much power Haney had or didn't have, so he was like, shit. Nah, you already lost, JoJo. You waited too long. And Haney has learned from the Linares fight, they are not gonna like you no matter what you do. So just box.
Right, because as you can see, go on Twitter.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Lomachenko stops him. I'm like, okay. Shut the fuck up, Sergio Moore, talking about JoJo will not stop fighting. He barely fought the first 5. He barely did shit. Ooh, there you go. Double up on that right hand. Double up on that right hand. Got him wobbled a little bit.
Who's Chinny? I seen Devin get hit with 2 fucking great left hands.
Haney might be a little buzzed, but fucking JoJo Diaz was rocking backwards just a round ago. All right.
Oh my lord, dude, tell me about it.
The commentary is garbage. I don't even understand. They're both the zone fighters, so it doesn't make any sense why they're being this biased. I mean, Haney's not officially signed, but still, like they both fight on fucking the zone. I don't understand.
Now it's a championship fight.
Both Warriors. Diaz didn't do anything. Diaz sat there and didn't do shit.
The whole fight.
The entire fight, he didn't do nothing but hug and rabbit punch like a bitch.
And he landed what? At least good 3-4 left hooks the entire fight.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He was not active enough because he wasn't sure how to beat Devin, and he fucked up. He lost the fight. He spent too much time trying to think, trying to figure some shit out. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there was your golden boy.
Easy ass dub.
You see why niggas like Artman had to fucking force Diaz to get in the ring? Because that shit right there. Huh. Shit like that. That was easy work, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Easy ass dub.
That was super easy.
And you know what? Now Devin gonna get shit on because Diaz decided not to fight. Yes, sir. Easy W. Easy W.
Yeah, it was an easy W. Yep, it was a good fight, y'all. I gotta get up out of here because you know what time it is. Yeah, gotta go, gotta go.
All right, yo. Yeah.
But on to the next one. We're gonna talk about it. I might do one tomorrow for the Javante Davis. I just might. Fuck it. But it's been real, y'all.
All right. Thanks for having me on later.
Yep.